Cool Hits Sports Network and Cool TV proudly present the KHSAA Class A playoffs as Raceland welcomes Hazard for the regional championship and a berth in the state semifinals. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, River Cities Builders, A&A Porta Potties, Stoltz Pharmacy, First and People's Bank, Trace Hermanos Mexican Restaurant, Ashland Community and Technical College, Ashland Credit Union, Raceland Christian Church, Members Choice Credit Union, Bowman's Auto and Collision Center, Fairchild Auto Sales, and Raceland Worthington Schools. Now let's go to Rams Stadium and the pregame show for Raceland and Hazard in the regional championship of the KHSAA Class A football playoffs on the Cool Hits Sports Network and Cool TV.
And a pleasant good evening, one and all, from Raceland Worthington High School, Rams Stadium, as we welcome you into tonight's broadcast here on the Cool Hits Sports Network and Cool TV. James Carter, happy to have you along with us here on Countdown to Kickoff as the regional championship on the line tonight and a berth in next week's semifinals for Raceland and Hazard. This is only the sixth time these two teams have met, but it's not happened in quite some time. Last time they hooked up was all the way back in 1990. You want to talk about someone that was in control of the Rams in that game? You got to dial all the way back to Coach Randy Vanderhoof when he was still the head man here at Raceland. He's still cruising around the sidelines, but it's been a while since these two teams have hooked up. A good matchup tonight. Hazard comes in with a record of 8-4 under second-year head coach Daniel Howard. He's got a 16-9 mark, 3-1 in postseason play, but he's never coached in the regional championship game. Mike Sammons comes in with a record of 83-33, but a 19-8 record in postseason play. He's 4-3 in regional championship games, has only missed the regional championship once in his 9-year tenure. That was in 2020 in the COVID year, in his only season that the Rams finished with a losing record. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll talk with Mike Sammons. We'll get his thoughts on the game tonight. We'll check in with our reporters, Shayla Newman and Olivia Porter. They'll be on the sidelines for us this evening, and we'll get you ready for kickoff. About 19 minutes to go here in pregame coverage. The regional championship, Raceland, Hazard. Our coverage continues on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River Cities Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Funny thing about banks, you go in and apply for a loan here,
but they make their decisions somewhere out of state.
My money is here, my account is here. Why go 100 miles away to make a decision?
At First and People's Bank, the decision is made right here by people you know. Bank local. Bank with the friendly folks at First and People's Bank. The Home Office. Member Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Back here on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hits Sports Network, joined with Raceland head coach Mike Sammons. Coach, this is the elements we like right here. A little bit of snow. It's certainly cold out, but this is what playoff football is all about.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever been fortunate enough to play in a snow game, but again, you get to late November, early December, the weather's part of the elements, and so there's a lot of people that would feel fortunate to be playing tonight, and we feel fortunate to be here.
I was looking at the stats last week. You got snapped the football only 36 times. 24 of those were rushing plays, And when you look at your opponent tonight in Hazard, when their running back gets off, it's usually 24, 26, 28 carries a night. That's what you don't want to have happen this evening.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. Whoever, and I talk about this all the time, people probably laugh, but, you know, if you want to survive, you got to be able to, you know, don't be a dog trying to cross a heavy traffic rush hour and be able to run the football. So tonight, that's really going to be a war of attrition. Who can, you know, A, run the ball, and with that, go stop the run, and B, not turn the ball over. And the elements add to that, but both teams want to do that, and particularly to advance at this stage. You got to be able to run the ball. Their running back is dynamic. We know that. We've been tremendous against the run all year. We got to make sure we make him work for his yards. Don't give up any explosives. You know, I don't know that in a game like this, you shut a guy like that down who has, you know, 1,700 yards, something like that. That's just rushing, not including his receiving. But make him work. Make him get 25 carries for, you know, 110 yards or something like that. And then all of a sudden, you give yourself a chance to win. You know, he gets in there 180, 200 yards, heaven forbid, you're going to really be an uphill battle.
You talk about trying to make teams play left-handed all the time, and it's no secret. When you take 20, which is Johnson out of the backfield, and you take him away from the receiving game, it really makes them kind of playing uphill the rest of the game.
No doubt. That's for any team. They're going to try to take away what we do best. But if we can, he's a dynamic receiver too. I think that's one thing that's missed about his game. He's also the leading receiver for them, both in catches and in yards. So again, he's a tremendous high school football player. But I think if we can get him out of the backfield, so now we know that he can't run it, or if he does, he's got to go in motion where you can see it. And now they can throw it to him. I think that kind of refines your approach. You know, you can sit some pressure, try to pressure the quarterback. You can cheat the quarterback up a little bit. Maybe you can disguise your coverage, play some double coverage on him where, again, you have more options. When he's in the backfield, he's running downhill at you. It's a totally different element. So we got to make sure we're prepared for him in all aspects of the game. And there's no doubt, as he goes, they go.
One of the things I've talked about this week, I think one of the biggest factors in this game is certainly the numbers that's on the sidelines. The depth should be a kind of a check mark on your side of things, but they've got a lot of guys that go both ways. And when you play in a game with this level of physicality, this level of competition, having that fresh bodies that goes 48 minutes on one side of the football is certainly an advantage.
We hope. I mean, there's no doubt. Our depth has been well spoken about. It's one of our strengths. We are extremely unselfish. We call plays or defenses, and whoever is the person executes them. And so that's kind of where we're at tonight. But we hope our depth will play off, particularly over 48 minutes, and really going to be that physical kind of pounding, bruising, body blow type game. You know, this is not a game where, you know, teams sit back and throw the ball 30 times and let people run underneath it. That's not what happens in the middle of November. It's nice and fun in July when you play 7-on-7. Even sometimes in August and September you get good weather, it's fun. That's not the reality of advancing in playoff football. So that's where we're at tonight. So we hope that those advantages for us will show up. But again, we got to be able to stop the run, and with that, run the ball and be a value of the football.
Last week, Logan throws for only 83 yards, 6 of 12, but he throws for 4 touchdowns. You took advantage of short fields a lot in that first half of action. What did you like about what you saw from his progression last week?
I just thought the last 2 weeks, I think we threw the ball 20 sometimes in round one, just real efficient. I thought we've been real efficient in the pass game. You know, he threw it 12 times and a third of them went for touchdowns. We'll take that every night, and we'll take that tonight too. So I think his progression, his growth, and what we're wanting to do and exploit teams has really grown from where we were 365 days ago, and only that where we were just 6 weeks ago. Kind of from that Highlands game, his growth, I think, has just taken off. And so we will have to make some throws tonight, even given the weather. We'll have to make some catches and protect a little bit, and we know that. So I think Logan's prepared for a game like this. Listen, he's a tough kid, been through some tough games. I think this is about his, I don't know, numbers get me here, but well over 25 starts now. So about anything he could have seen, he's seen.
Defensively, you talk about sometimes guys get their nose a little dirty out of that secondary. Tonight, is that an advantage to where you can walk somebody like Noah down into the box a little bit more to kind of spy on the quarterback as well as the dynamic running back?
Well, there's no doubt Noah will be intricately involved in the run game, defending the run game tonight for us and in our side of the run game. But he's got to make sure he reads his keys. They do got a nice tight end, number 13. Smith kid has been hurt in and out, projected to be like a Division I, maybe like a PWO walk-on type guy. Been hurt, so I think that may have hurt some of his recruiting. He's long, he's 6'3", 6'4". He got behind the defense last week when we played at Williamsburg, and so that he possesses that threat where, you're Johnson, and all of a sudden you take it out of his belly and try to get over the top. So we're going to make sure we're disciplining that approach. And really, hopefully, if we can take Johnson away or at least contain him in some way, we'll be able to put them in downs where we know, hey, the ball's going to go in the air here. It's 3rd and 12. We're not going to see a dose of Johnson at this point. So that'll be up to the line of scrimmage tonight. That'll be a big part of the game.
Getting them behind the sticks, or like you said, in that 2nd and long, 3rd and long situation to where you kind of almost force their hand. How important is that, especially early in this contest?
Well, I think anytime you can seize momentum in a game like this, typically playoff games are much shorter than regular season games, not as many possessions, not as many risk-taking, not as much no huddle. So, again, anytime you can see some momentum early, and negative plays cease momentum. So if we can get some negative plays and, create them, number one, or defensively or offensively make them, I think that gives us some momentum to build on. I think a night like tonight, you get some momentum and you get a 2 or a 3-score separation, it's going to make it really tough for the opponent.
Coach, good luck tonight. We'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thanks, Jim.
We're back with starting lineups and kickoff. Hazard and Raceland, the regional championship, as we continue our coverage on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads. A tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around. In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-through. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy. Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Hey Rams fans, would you do anything to support your team? What about switching your checking account? With Ashland Credit Union's debit card, you can support your favorite team. Every time you make an eligible purchase with your debit card, Ashland Credit Union donates 10 cents on your behalf to the Senior Assistance Program. Sign up for your favorite team's debit card today at Ashland Credit Union, 1300 Central Avenue, Ashland. Membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
Back here in Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hit Sports Network. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here tonight. The regional championship between Raceland and Hazard. Taking a peek at the lineup tonight for Hazard. It's sorry for the pun, but it's going to need a max effort for the Bulldogs. Max Pelfrey, Max Johnson, quarterback, running back duo. That is the offense. I talked with Coach Sammons, and as we heard here in pregame, this is a game that you don't want to see if you're a Rams fan. You don't want to see Max Johnson touch the football 25, 30 times tonight. That means they are controlling the tempo, and they're playing that style of game that they want to play, limiting the offensive touches by Raceland and having those long, sustained drives, which is what they're after. However, if Raceland can jump out to a 2-score lead, then that forces Hazard to kind of play outside of its comfort zone, and that's when they have to start slinging it around. Now, that doesn't mean this Hazard team cannot throw the football, but the issue is that their leading receiver is also their leading rusher of Max Johnson. 534 yards on 34 catches, 6 touchdowns. He's rushed for 16, 43, and 18 scores. So 24 touchdowns between him just in the backfield and coming out of the backfield on those swing routes, jumping out into the slot, whatever it may be. The other target they're going to play toward is Landon Smith. We heard Coach Sammons talk about him. 33 catches, 515 yards, 6 touchdowns. A big-bodied kid. He'll play as a tight end. It'll be interesting to see how Raceland goes at him to try to match up in that second level. Javon White, another guy who's been in the receiving unit, 5 touchdowns, only 14 catches for 201 yards. We'll see how that plays out this evening. So a good matchup, one that's not had these two teams together since 1990. But the 6th all-time meeting, Raceland leads the series 4-1. Their lone loss back in 1989, an 18-14 shortcoming. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll check in with our sideline reporter, Olivia Porter. We'll get our weather report for tonight. A little bit of a different feeling evening here in Ramland, and we'll get you ready for kickoff. It's the regional championship, and it's coming at you right after this as we continue here on Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply. If you've been in a wreck or need work done on your vehicle, Bowman's Auto Service is the place to go. If you've had engine problems, need a tune-up, oil change, or maybe you need a transmission flush, the place to go is Bowman's Auto Service. Bowman's Auto Service on Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods is an I-CAR Gold certified collision repair shop and an ASE certified mechanical shop. They've been in the business for over 30 years and they repair and fix all makes and models. Bowman's uses computer diagnostic and they work with all insurance companies. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Call 836-0837.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
Back here in Countdown to Kickoff on the Cool Hits Sports Network. James Collier, happy to have you along with us. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Olivia Porter. We'll check in with her for a weather report tonight. Olivia, good evening.
It's cold tonight out here in Ramland with the temperatures of 26 degrees. At kickoff, it's about to be 30 degrees with the winds making it even colder. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Olivia. I tell you what, if it's as warm as she was talking there, man, it feels like we're at the beach this evening. But we saw some snow around the area today. It was funny, Coach Sam was now we did our pregame interview today around 1 o'clock, which we do every Friday, and he was like, "You want to do it inside or outside?" I said, "Oh, let's go outside." I said, "This feels like football weather. Let's go outside and do our interview." But we were hoping the snow was going to stick around for tonight, but the sun broke around 2 p.m. and just unfortunately didn't hang around. I've been seeing all these snow games on the internet, and Central Michigan, Western Michigan the other night, the running back broke for a big one, and the play-by-play guy, he nailed it. He said dashing through the snow as he ran into the end zone. I was like, that is perfect. But no snow here tonight, but we'll keep an eye out as we move forward. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Ashland Community College. It is never too late to further your education at ACTC. All first downs tonight brought to you in part by Ram Pharmacy, Greenup Avenue in Raceland for fast, reliable prescription service along with vaccines and much more. Stop by or call 606-836-RAMS. That's 606-836-7267. Ram Pharmacy, your friend for life. All touchdowns and trips inside the orange zone this evening are brought to you in part by Dr. Shannon Johnson and Johnson Chiropractic. When joint and muscle pains slow you down, let Doc get your body realigned. 606-473-5151. And at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll select our Bowman's Auto and Service Center Big Hit of the Game, brought to you in part by Bowman's Collision and Service Center in Flatwoods. When your car gets banged up, let Bowman's put it back together and get it looking new again. Bowman's Collision and Service Center, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Rams are in the general lead tonight. The orange tops and bottoms, black numerals outlined in white. Hazard will be in the white tops with the blue sleeves, the blue pants, and the gold lids. So Hazard's won the toss. They're going to receive it. So the Bulldogs will go on offense first, and they'll see what they can do against this potent Rams defense. that will take the field here this evening. So looking at what comes in tonight, you've got Max Johnson, 21st in the state. He's 4th in Class Single A, rushing with an average of 137 yards a game, going up against the 12th rated rushing defense in the state, top rated in the Class Single A division. And an interesting thing, this will be the 4th runner in Class Single A that's in the top 5 in that class in rushing that the Rams have gone up against. They went up against Reese Music, who was at the time the leading rusher in the state of Kentucky. They limited him to 8 yards on 12 carries. Against Nicholas County in the opening round, they had Alex Coder. He was tied for 3rd at 137 yards. He was held to 46 yards on 22 totes. And then the final game in district play in the district championship, that was Harris Phelps and Paintsville. He was averaging 134 coming in, 11 carries, 21 yards. So, Max Johnson, it's your time to see if you can find a way to answer the call against this very potent rushing defense by the Rams. And it's going to be a tall task, to say the least. So the Bulldogs will have the football to start things off. So Max Pelfrey, the sophomore, 113 yards, 199 attempts, 113 out of 199, 1630 through the air, 21 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He's also rushed for 4 touchdowns on the season. Hank Pelfrey will go back deep to return for the Bulldogs as Peyton Eisen will put it on the 40-yard line. He'll work it from left to right as we view it here high atop the press box at Rams Stadium. Beautiful night, clear and cold. Very little wind to speak of. We had some gusty winds throughout the day, but wind has certainly laid down for the conclusion of this ball game. So here's a ball put in the air. Pelfrey will take it at the 15, far sideline. Comes near side, cuts back at the 25, and then is driven to the ground at the 30. Ball squirts free. Hazard will recover it, and I believe they got him where he was down from the point of contact. So it looks like they're going to put him at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. So here comes the sophomore out. As he takes the call from his head coach, Daniel Howard, 2nd year down in Hazard. So we'll start an offset pistol look with the 2 wings. Johnson in the left pocket. Johnson, they fake the handoff to him. Pelfrey keeps it. He'll fall forward across the 35. They'll put him down at the 35, a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Hazard showing that they are going to slow things down as much as they possibly can. As they get out of the pile, they go back and huddle up. They'll break the huddle at 20. Pelfrey will put a receiver each way. 2 wings, and Johnson in his left pocket. Same set, close to the far side hash mark. On 2nd down and 8. Play clock's at 7. Pelfrey clapping the hand once. He'll take it at 4. Handoff this time, gives it off to Johnson, trying to sweep it to the outside. He tries to hurdle and goes out of bounds as he gets pounded out of bounds. That's Noah Wallace and Cam Bell that hits him in the air. So give him a gain of 2 out to the 37-yard line. And make it 3rd down and 6. Raceland has been very stingy on 3rd down conversions this season. 24 of 121, 19.8%. The Bulldogs need the 43 to move the sticks. Pelfrey in that same set. Rams showing blitz. Penalty marker flies, and I believe we got a false start on the near sideline. We'll check in with our wide hat and see the official call. And that's what we've got. So back it up 5. So make it 3rd down and 11 now. And this is what Coach Sammons was talking about in the pregame show. You get these jokers 3rd down and 11 well behind the sticks on a 3rd down play. You don't expect to see a Max Johnson handoff. That's when you can really start playing the pass more than the run. They got to hurry. Play clock's down to 5. Trips wide left. Play clock's at 2 at 0 as he takes the play, zips this one out to the far sideline. Pressure was coming off the edge. That was Cam Bell that provided the pressure. So the pass falls incomplete and brings up 4th down and 11. So a good stand for the Rams. And with 9:59 to play in the opening quarter, they'll bring in Max Johnson. That will try to punt it away. Newman will stand back near his own 40. Play clock is low. Mason Likens nearly blocked that one. He got a good jump off the edge, but it's a booming kick by Johnson. It takes a hazard bounce as it tumbles across the 30, the 25, and will come to rest just shy of the 24-yard line. So a nice kick there by Max Johnson as they're going to put it at the 25-yard line. 43-yard kick, no return. So here comes the Rams offense with 9:48 to play here in the opening quarter. Let's take a look at the Rams offense. As Noah Wallace will start things off in the backfield. Braden Webb as the H-back. 2 receivers wide right. 4 hats across the line for the Bulldogs. Here's a handoff. Wallace trying to stretch it to the outside. Jumps through the hole and picks up a couple. 2nd down and 8 for the Rams. Wallace went over 2,000 career yards last week. Did it twice, actually. His first carry of the game went for a house call, was negated due to a penalty. He made up for it a little bit later on. He got into the end zone. Wallace and Lundy in the backfield, an H-back of Webb. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Here's a handoff to Wallace. Wallace, a nice move, cuts back into the center of the field, sheds a tackle, lowers the shoulder, and pushes himself out near midfield. Rumbling and stumbling is big Noah Wallace as he's across the 45-yard line. Take him out to the 47, a gain of 20, and a Ram Pharmacy first down. So a nice run there by Wallace as he made a nice angle back into the center of the field and then got behind his pads and got downhill. Now it's a double-barrel shotgun look with Farrell and Wallace. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Lundy on 1st and 10. A counter play, gives it back out to Wallace. Wallace right up the gut, and he stood up shy of midfield. Give him a gain of 2 on the play. Make it 2nd down and 8. Here's a quick out to Landon Newman on the near sideline. Newman angles back to the Rams sideline and is going to get it down close to moving the sticks depending on the spot of the football. They're going to put it at the 43-yard line. They've already signaled move the sticks. So a gain of 8 and another Ram Pharmacy first down. Two receivers left, 1 right. Handoff Wallace. Wallace finds a seam and gets a big hit as he gets into the hole. Kenyon Higgins on the stop. That was Farrell, my mistake on the. They're both wearing the white sleeves tonight. So a gain of 3 on the play, second down 7. Fannin, Farrell, and Likens now wide left, Newman right. Isaac Browning in the left pocket of Lundy. Lundy's going to keep it himself. Angles left, bounces off one man, lowers the shoulder, hits the B button at the 35, and then finally gets ridden to the ground. Kyle Barnett, the defensive nose tackle, comes in and makes the final stop. They're going to put him out to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 4, just shy of the 35, make it 3rd down and 3. Rams offensively on 3rd down conversions this season, 52.7%. They've converted 49 out of 93 attempts. So now they're going a full house in the backfield. Wallace deep. They give it to Wallace. Wallace right up the gut, makes a man miss, jumps to the left, moves the sticks. Another Ram Pharmacy first down as Noah Wallace takes it inside the 30, gets down to the 27. That's a gain of 9. 3rd first down of the drive for the Rams as they're knocking on the orange zone door. They're going to stay in that full house set. Farrell and Browning flanking Lundy with 2 tight ends attached. Lundy gives it off to Wallace. Wallace a little jump cut, and that time there's not much there. Ball comes out. It comes out on the near sideline, and Parker Fannin scoops it up and dives forward and picks up a couple afterward. So put it down at the 22, so a total of a gain of 5 makes it 2nd down and 5. Now they'll go trips left with Webb, Farrell, and Likens. Newman right. Browning in the backfield. Lundy claps the hands, keeps it himself, comes off the right edge. He's inside the 20, so inside the orange zone are the Rams as he'll get down to the 19-yard line. A gain of 3 makes it 3rd and 2. All trips inside the orange zone brought to you in part by Johnson Chiropractic. 10th play of the drive coming up here for the Rams. Lundy on 3rd down, keeps it himself, goes right up the gut, makes a man miss, angles back into the center and gets down to the 15, and that'll move the sticks for another Ram Pharmacy first down. Gain of 4 on the play. And the Rams with 4 first downs in this opening drive. That started all the way back at the 9:47 mark. Lundy in a double-barrel shotgun look. A counter play, giving it off to Browning. Browning goes right up the gut, and he falls across the pile shy of the 11. Looks like about a gain of 4 for Browning on his first carry of the night. Fannin, Wallace, and Likens wide left. Newman right. 2nd and 6. We go under 4 minutes on this snap. Lundy gives it off to Browning. Browning a jump cut, and he's wrestled to the ground as he gets to the edge. They snuff that one out nicely. First man there was Davion Strode. So a loss of 1 on the play. Takes it back to the 12-yard line and makes it 3rd and 7. Thirteenth play coming up on this drive. The Rams have already eaten up 63 yards. Lundy in a twin set. Looking right, trying to set up the screen, has it there. Browning makes the catch, keeps his footing as he slips across the 10. And it's going to be just shy of the marker to gain as they're going to put him down at the, looks like at the 7. So a gain of 5 makes it 4th and 2. Raceland 11 of 20 on 4th down conversion tries this year, 55%. Offense staying on the field. 14th play of the drive. Far side hash mark. Wide side is the right side. That's Newman. Lundy trying to draw him off. Turns, looks to the sideline. Play clock's at 5. And they didn't get it off. Now did they get the timeout? They did. So Mike Sammons gets a timeout. We'll take one as well. Back in 60 seconds on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
A field goal. Apologies on getting. They had signaled that they'd called timeout, and then they said no. It was a delay of game, so the penalty marked it off, and the Rams will conclude with a 29-yard field goal from Peyton Eisen, his third field goal of the season. But that drive, 14 plays, 63 yards, 7 minutes and 20 seconds that they eat off of the clock, and they lead this one 3-0. So now let's see if the Bulldogs can find an answer on the other side of things. Hank Pelfrey back deep to return. Eisen has it teed up. A low line drive kick. This time it's White that scoops it up at the 20. Tries to go to the far sideline, finds a big seam, cuts back in the middle of the field. Penalty marker flying on the back end. White angles right, hurdles, and is wrestled to the ground down into the 25. But it's coming back as there's a penalty marker on the field all the way back at the 31-yard line. So a great return that's going to be negated by a block in the back. So a block in the back. We'll take it from the 31. Should go back to the 21-yard line. And they're going to put it, looks like at the 22. So 2:16 to go here in the opening quarter, 3-0 Rams. So now the offense for the Bulldogs, who went 3 and out, starts in a twin set. Johnson in the right pocket of Pelfrey. The take, the give to Pelfrey. Pelfrey right up the gut. Elias Jackson has him first, and he drives him backward after a short gain. So Johnson is going to pick up 2 out to the 24. Gain of, makes it 2nd down and 8. Green up in Mason, still scoreless up in Maysville. Twin set again. Pelfrey trying to make an adjustment with his offensive lineman. Play clock is at 10. Johnson in his right pocket. Johnson wants to pass, comes near sideline. That one's caught as they get it out to Pelfrey. Brody Austin making the stop. Gain of 7 on the play. Makes it 3rd down and 1. Clock will go under 1 minute on this snap. Both teams have had one possession, and Raceland used 7 minutes and 20 seconds of their time with a football to come away with a 3-0 lead. Here's a handoff, Johnson. Johnson finds a seam. He'll dive forward across the 35 and move the sticks for the first down of the ball game for the Bulldogs. They're going to put him out to the 36-yard line, a gain of 5. 1st and 10. 47 seconds to play here in the first. Pikeville leads Paintsville 8-0. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, down the way of US 23. 3-0 our score here. Trips right, 1 left. Pelfrey calls for it on 1st and 10, wants to throw. Stands in the pocket, airs it out, going down the center of the field, and Parker Fannin swats it away. Intended for Memphis Blankenship, but Parker Fannin just went into center fielder mode. And a nice job there, as Landon Smith was the man who was coming back, and he wanted to pinball across a few players on the way back to the huddle. So 2nd down and 10. Clock resting with 24 seconds to go here in the opening frame. Twin set. Play clock's at 4. Pelfrey takes, pressure coming up the middle, zips this one out to the far sideline. He's got his man there, White. He makes the grab. Nice open field tackle there by Cam Bell as he gets him at the 40. Now let's see where they will mark. It looks like they're going to push him out to the 41-yard line. So it's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and that's where we will start the second stanza. 3-0 Raceland. Back for quarter number 2 when we return after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
We'll switch ends as we welcome you back into quarter number 2. 3-0 Raceland, leading Hazard here in the regional championship. Bulldogs facing 3rd and 5 from their own 41-yard line. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here tonight. Trips left, 1 right. Rams with 4 hats across the line, and there's movement by the Bulldogs, as they'll get movement by the right tackle, Kenyon Higgins. So the penalty marker backs it up 5 yards and makes it 3rd and 10. So move it back to the 36-yard line. Hazard 1 of 2 on 3rd down tries. Raceland 68 total yards of offense. Hazard with 23. Rams had the football for 7:22 of that first quarter. 3rd and 10 for Pelfrey. Braden Webb showing blitz. They pull it out. He'll zip it out to his man. He had it in his hands of Javon White. Heard the footsteps of Landon Newman and can't haul it in. Pass falls incomplete, and it's 4th down. Either way, it was going to be short of the marker to gain. So the Rams defense holds again, and they'll have to punt it away as Landon Newman drops back deep to return. We'll check in with Shaylin Newman in just a few moments for a report about Logan Lundy. Here's Johnson, little rugby-style kick. Gets a good bounce, tumbles across the 30, and still rolling down toward the 25-yard line. No return. So put him down at the 26-yard line, a 38-yard kick, no return. And 11:47 to play in the opening half. 3-0 Rams as Logan Lundy and his crew will roll out for their second possession. Lundy on 1st and 10 with Browning in his right pocket. Lundy keeps it himself, rolls off the right side following the block, loses the football. Hazard thinks that they have it. It's down at the 30, and now the scrum will determine as they unpile everyone. And Hazard has the football. So Lundy puts it on the turf. Second fumble of the football game for the Rams. So they're going to have their best field position of the ball game thus far. So 11:34 to go here in the second quarter. And the turnover gives the Bulldogs the ball at the Rams' 30-yard line. And now Hazard is going to have to burn a timeout as they could not get everything set up to go with it from there. So taking a look at where we are in this one, Raceland forced a 3-and-out on the first drive, held Hazard to -1 yard. They then orchestrated a 14-play, 63-yard drive that stalled out on a 4th down attempt that they did not get it away, so they had to just take the delay of game penalty and elected to go for a 29-yard field goal attempt. That was hit by Peyton Eisen, his 3rd field goal of the year. 3-0 our score after 1, and Hazard picked up a couple of first downs, but a 6-play, 14-yard drive resulted in a punt, and the Rams' second turnover of the ball game. This one they did not recover, and the 13th turnover of the season by the Rams gives Hazard the football. 1st and 10, excuse me, from the Rams' 30-yard line. Working from left to right as I view it here high atop Rams Stadium. So out of the timeout, Johnson in a wildcat. High snap. Gives it off to his man sweeping left. That's Hank Pelfrey. Pelfrey has the angle down the sideline, down near the 20, and that may be enough to move the sticks. And that will move the sticks for a Bulldogs first down. Gain of 10 on the – oh, check it out. Actually, now they've moved it to the 19, so a gain of 11 on the play. Far side hash mark inside the red zone are the Bulldogs, threatening to tie or take the lead. Johnson stays in as the quarterback position. That's not something uncharacteristic for him. He's thrown some passes throughout his high school career. He'll fake this one, bring it off to the right edge, and he gets pile-driven backward as Jackson Heighton lowers the boom as soon as he came through the right edge. So a gain of 2 down to the 17 makes it 2nd down and 8. Ball between the hashes, shaded a little more toward the left side. Johnson stays in at quarterback. Hank Pelfrey in his left pocket this time. 2 receivers each way, or a receiver each way, I should say. High snap, Johnson tries to put it in the belly. There's nothing there. Now he tries to stretch it to the outside, and Mason Likens wraps him up and stands him up at the 20. Likens is going to pick up his 9th tackle for loss on the season. That's number 60 on the season for the Rams. So a loss of 2 on the play and makes it 3rd down and 10, and now I believe we're going to get a sideline warning on the Rams. Bobby Coons in the house? No. Man, it took you guys way too long to giggle on that one. We love Bobby. He did a heck of a job in his career throughout the years. So 3rd and 10. Hazard 1 of 3 on 3rd down tries. Max Pelfrey back in the ballgame at quarterback. 2-step drop, turns, fires it right, has his man there. That's his big tight end of Landon Smith. A nice open field tackle there by Jules Farrell. He'll get it down inside the 10. They're going to put him at the 9, I believe. Well, they'll give him to the 8, excuse me. And that was a heck of a spot. That's a gain of 11 to make it 1st and goal. I don't know what marker he was looking at when he spotted him. So 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. A receiver each way, a wing on each side, and Johnson in the right pocket. A high snap, the give to Johnson. Johnson, now fake it out to Johnson, and Pelfrey will keep it and try to dive forward. He lost 2, but he's probably going to gain 3. He'll lose 1 back to the 9. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Inside of 9 minutes to play. Greenup jumps out on a 7-0 lead on Mason County. 9 minutes and some change to go in the second quarter up in Maysville. Dyson Salmons gets loose on 4th and 1 for a 33-yard house visit. In between the hashes, play clock is at 7. Pelfrey climbs up under center. He'll turn, give it off to Johnson. Johnson trying to stretch it to the outside edge, and there's nothing there. So make a 3rd and goal as he gets down to the 7-yard line. We'll go inside of 8 minutes on this snap. Near side hash mark for the Bulldogs. This time they break with plenty of time to work. Landon Smith in the wide side of the field in a one-on-one set. Pelfrey goes up under center. Pelfrey wants to throw it that way. Back shoulder fade, and that ball is swatted away. And it's picked off. That's Noah Wallace who has it down the far sideline with one man to beat. Johnson is trying to make the angle. Wallace comes back inside. The 22nd interception of the season, Wallace's 3rd of the year, and a pickoff in the end zone gives Raceland, the defense, another big stand. Jules Farrell with the tip drill, and Noah Wallace takes care of business on the backside. So let's see where they're going to they're going to get a sideline warning against a personal foul, excuse me. So the return was down to the 31, I believe. It was at the 30. I was trying to, let's see. So take the penalty back to the 26, so it incurred at the 41-yard line. So put the Rams at the the 26-yard line. And Isaac Browning dives forward for a gain of 4 out to the 30. So 2nd down and 6 as we approach 7 minutes to go in the opening half of play. Lundy gives it off to Browning. Browning slips a tackle and then stumbles as he gets to the hole, and he's going to only pick up a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
Once again, split spot ticket number 390668. You have that ticket, bring it to the press box. If not, we'll draw another one.
So 3rd and 5 from the 31. 6.5 to go here in the opening half. 3-0 Rams. 2 receivers each way for Lundy. Jules Farrell in his right pocket. Lundy wants to throw. Zips it out near sideline. Mason Likens makes the catch in traffic. Hank Pelfrey had him shadowed perfectly, but Likens looks it in and makes a dandy of a grab right in front of the Rams bench, as he'll get out to a gain of 7 to the 38-yard line and a Ram Pharmacy first down. 5th first down of the ball game for the Rams. That was a heck of a throw and a better catch there by Lundy, by Mason Likens from Lundy. Hand off to Jackson Height and a false start, I believe. No. We'll see if we get an encroachment on the defense. The Rams were pointing, and that's what they are going to get. So penalty on the defense moves it forward 5. So the 4th accepted a penalty for 24 yards against the Bulldogs. Lundy's going to keep it himself, rolls it off the right edge, and gets out near midfield. Move the sticks for another Ram Pharmacy first down. Ball right at midfield. 6th first down of the ball game for the Rams, right below that big Raceland R on the beautiful new turf surface. A receiver each way. Browning and Wallace in the backfield. Handoff Browning, trying to find a hole, gets a nice cut back in there with a nice block from Noah Wallace, and Browning driven out of bounds shy of the 30, but a nice run there by the junior. Let's see where they push him out of bounds. They're going to say it was out at the 36-yard line, but that's a gain of 14 and another Ram Pharmacy first down. Speaking of Logan Lundy, he picked up some hardware, and let's join Shayla Newman for the sideline for a report.
After surpassing the 200-yard mark last week and the Rams win over Paris, Logan Lundy has his sights set on yet another career milestone, 4,000 career yards. Logan Lundy needs only 18 yards to hit that mark, with plenty of time to continue adding to that number. But it has been a while since Raceland has seen a quarterback who can sling it around like Lundy, as the Rams had not had a quarterback throw for over 200 yards in a season since Nathaniel Davidson threw for 3,013 yards in 2016. With an EKC Offensive Player of the Year in his back pocket and leading Class A with 32 touchdowns, Lundy's final chapter is one that is going to rewrite the history books. Back to you, James.
Perfect timing there by Shaylin to bring that one in, as Lundy shows off that arm there and hooks up with Mason Likens as he takes on a beautiful double move and gets down inside the Johnson Chiropractic orange zone, and a 1st and goal for the Rams. And now let's wait for one correction to add there from the report from Shaylin. It was 2,000 yards, not 200. But either way, she was in the ballpark. So they get a personal foul against Kenyon Higgins. So that'll be half the distance of the goal, so put it down to the 2. The play went down to the 5, so a gain of 28 on the pitch and catch. So put it inside the 2, so that 1 1/2 yard line that you hear about so many times. Noah Wallace in the left pocket, and the Brambling Bull will probably touch this one here. That's Wallace right up the gut. He dives in for 6, touchdown Raceland. Noah Wallace's 10th touchdown of the season. 4:32 to play here in the opening half. The Rams lead at 9-0. Nice job there by the defense to get the football back. It was Noah Wallace that started it and ended it. And a big surge by the Rams once again, leaning on that defensive effort. Ison out for the extra point. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and is good. 10-0 our score, 4:32 to play in the half. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Hey Rams fans, would you do anything to support your team? What about switching your checking account? With Ashland Credit Union's debit card, you can support your favorite team. Every time you make an eligible purchase with your debit card, Ashland Credit Union donates 10 cents on your behalf to the Senior Assistance Program. Sign up for your favorite team's debit card today at Ashland Credit Union, 1300 Central Avenue, Ashland. Membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenham, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Olive Hill, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Here's a kickoff near sideline. Pelfrey makes a nice move down the sideline. He's down inside Rams territory and then is finally driven out of bounds shy of the 40. But another nice return by the Bulldogs as the Bulldogs will take it to the Rams side of things to the 41-yard line. Speaking of all the attention we've driven around Noah Wallace, Olivia Porter's got an update on him. Olivia?
Anyone who knows Noah Wallace knows that he is a few of words. However, the junior has let his numbers do all the talking this season while earning the EKC Defensive Player of the Year title. Wallace leads the Rams with 71 tackles, 5 going for a loss, while picking off 2 passes, including a pick 6. Add to that his ability to deliver a stout rushing attack as the leading rusher for the Rams with 598 yards and 9 touchdowns. It's no secret why teams are taking notice of number 2 on the field, regardless of where he is. Back to you.
Thank you, Olivia. And we've talked about so much with what Noah Wallace has been able to do this year. And we saw it on both ends of that last drive. First from the interception off the tip ball from Jules Farrell, and then finishing the drive there for the Johnson Chiropractic touchdown. 8 plays, 59 yards, 3 minutes, 48 seconds. The Rams burn off on the time of possession. First pass play by Pelfrey's incomplete, 2nd and 10. Pelfrey 5-step drop, standing at the 50. Eyes down the center of the field, floating it down that direction, and we're going to get a pass interference call as Jules Farrell gets tangled up with Johnson at the 5. The ball was well underthrown. Both players were trying to make a move to get back to the ball, and in the process, Farrell's going to get called for the pass interference. So 15 should take it down to the 26-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they'll pick it up, their 4th first down of the ball game, and 4:15 to play here in the opening half. And the Bulldogs trying to find anything before going to the locker. The Rams do get the football to start the second half. Blankenship in the outside corner. Here's Pelfrey, makes a nice catch and run, but Jules Farrell takes his legs out from underneath him before he can get too far downfield. Give him a gain of 4 down to the 22-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 6 inside of 4 minutes to play in the half. Stay tuned with us at the half. We'll check all the scoring and stats from this one. Scores from around the area, and we'll get you ready for the second half of action here on a cold night in Ramland in the regional championship. with Hazard on the back end of a 10-0 deficit to the Rams. Pelfrey with 3 receivers right, 1 left. Wants to throw. Pressure coming off the edge. Zips this one out to his receiver. He's got his man on the far sideline as he hooks up with Max Johnson. Let's see where they're going to mark him down. Looks like at the 16-yard line. Or if they go to the 16, that should move it. That's a gain of 6. It was 2nd and 6. So now they're going to measure to see if we've got a 3rd and short or a 1st and 10. And what a great angle that we've got here. If the coach will get out of the way. Coach Salmons was right there as we had our angles. He stopped down to take a look at it. All right, there's a great look at it. And right as we go to it, Coach Salmons jumps in the way. So now the officials will come out with the sticks, and they've already called it short. So 3rd and short. Call it inside of a yard, so 3rd and inches, if you will. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the half. Pelfrey from the gun. Johnson in his left pocket. The snap, the give. Johnson brings it to the outside edge, and he got stood up. Taking his legs out from underneath him was Noah Wallace. And no gain, or they move the sticks. They've already said move the sticks. So I guess take him to the 16. That's the only way that he got the inch. So 1st and 10, 5th first down of the ball game for the Bulldogs. As we're approaching 2 minutes to go in the half. Trips right, 1 left for Pelfrey. Pelfrey looking right. Pressure coming and getting home is Ben Taylor. Elias Jackson comes in at the end, and they're going to throw a penalty marker as he falls on him. So they're going to get the late hit on Elias Jackson. He was falling down. He cannot defy gravity. We'll wait to see if the officials do. Ben Taylor was the man that got there, and as Elias Jackson was diving forward toward him, he fell on top of Pelfrey, and by doing so, he's going to be calling for a personal foul with a late hit on the quarterback. So he lost back to the 22, a loss of 6. And then the penalty on the Rams for the late hit. Will take it down on half the distance to the goal to the 13-yard line. And make it 2nd down and 7. Inside of 2 minutes to go on a rolling clock here in the first half of play. And now timeout requested by Daniel Howard and Hazard. We'll go ahead and stay right here. So 1:50 to play before halftime. Stay tuned with us at the break. We'll check all the scoring and stats from this one. So far in this ballgame, Max Johnson has been held to 7 carries for 12 yards. He came in, of the 12 games they've had this season, he's rushed for 100-plus yards, 8 of those. His season high was against Salyer, 238 yards and 4 touchdowns on 23 totes. His season low came against Shelby Valley, the last game of the regular season. That was 11 carries for 12 yards. An interesting note, they do have a common opponent between Ashland. Raceland played Ashland week 1, then Hazard played them a few weeks later. Johnson was held to 11 carries and 73 yards in that 14-7 win over the Tomcats. Here tonight, the Rams have kept him in check thus far, averaging 136.9 a contest. But the Bulldogs would like to milk out this final minute 50 and, more importantly, find some points down 10-0 with the Rams getting the football to start the second half. Pikeville leads Paintsville 21-7 late second quarter in that one down at Hambly. So 2nd down and 7 out of the timeout by the Bulldogs. Pelfrey goes up under center. Loses the football, scoops it up. That ball is loose, and the Rams dive on it. They've got it. Stand by for the who has it, but the Rams for sure have the football. And Jackson Heighton comes out of there with it. It was a low snap by Pelfrey. He tried to scoop it off the turf and flip it to Blankenship, and in the process he fumbles the football, and Jackson Heighton scoops it up and makes the recovery. And let's see, where did he fall on the football is the question. At the 12?
17.
Oh, excuse me, at the 17. So a loss of 4 on the play. So 146 and a 10-point lead for the Rams. Here's Lundy on 1st and 10. He'll give it off to Wallace. Wallace trying to stretch it to the near sideline. Finds a seam, cuts up field, shy of the 20. He'll pick up a gain of 2. Speaking of Logan Lundy, he has surpassed 4,000 career yards. Needed only 18 this in the game coming in. He's at 48 right now. Is a perfect 4-4 on passing attempts. Corbin leading Johnson Central 14-7 at halftime. Minute 13 and ticking. Trips right, 1 left. They've got bracketed coverage over top of Likens on the near side. Lundy, play clock at 3. Handoff Browning. Browning finds a hole, cuts back into the center of the field, goes across the 25. And a nice carry there for another Ram Pharmacy first down. Should have been extracurriculars at the end if there is a penalty marker. I don't believe there was, though. So take him out to the 27. So 11th first down of the ball game for the Rams. 46 seconds to go before halftime. Lundy letting that play clock grind. He'll just follow his lead blocker off the left edge. Tries to bounce it outside and does a baseball slide into second base at the 30-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play, makes it 2nd and 7. The Rams do not have to snap it again if they don't want to. Coach Sammons with a nice conversation there with Lundy and Fannin. And they're not going to do anything with it. Raceland will take it to the locker room leading 10-0 as they pretty much stymied everything Hazard tried to do with, again, that defensive unit that we've talked about so much. Halftime show when we return after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
When you need collision work or mechanical work on your vehicle, go to Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Bowman's can do frame repair for ICAR certification. They have a downdraft bake oven for factory paint finish, and they get your vehicle back to its pre-accident condition with qualified ICAR Gold certified technicians. Bowman's is also an ASE certified mechanic shop providing transmission flushes, steering and suspension services, AC services, oil changes, and tune-ups. At Bowman's, they always strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Call 836-0837.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
10-0 our score at the half as we welcome you back here to Rams Stadium. The Raceland dance team out on the field performing here during the break. It's not the score I think many maybe have expected to have seen, 10-0 by the Rams, but more importantly, the Rams defense has stood tall throughout this ball game. It's been 2 punts, an interception, and a fumble by the Bulldogs. An interception in the end zone. That was a tipped ball by Jules Farrell, picked off by Noah Wallace. The Rams came in to the ball game. That defensive unit and the secondary that we've talked so much about with the interception, 22nd pick of the year. They were second in the entire state starting this contest. They will now tie Warren East for the top spot, pending what happens on their game as well. But then Hazard has it back down inside Rams territory deep. A low snap and a fumble by Pelfrey. He tried to scoop it off the turf and flip it over to Memphis Blankenship. It didn't get there. Jackson Heighton pounces on it, and Raceland is able to milk out the final minute 50 from that one. But the Rams with a field goal, a fumble, and a touchdown, and it's 10-0, our score here at the half. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll check numbers from the first half of play. We'll get your scores from around the area and get you ready for the second half. 10-0 Rams as we continue here in the halftime show on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy. Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
10-0 our score at the half with the Rams in the locker room with the lead. Let's take a look at some numbers from the first half of action for the visiting Bulldogs of Hazard. 5 first downs, 3 of 6 on third down conversions, 51 total yards. They've been limited to 19 yards on 13 carries in the ballgame. Flagged 5 times for 27 yards. They've had 2 turnovers, the fumble and the interception. They've punted the ball away twice for an average of 40.5 yards. They've had the football for 11 minutes and 26 seconds. For the Rams, 11 first downs in the first half of play. 3 of 4 on third down conversions, 151 total yards, 48 through the air, 103 on the ground. Rams have been flagged 4 times for 39 yards. 2 fumbles. They lost the one by Logan Lundy. They have not punted the football, and they've had it for 12 minutes and 7 seconds. And a large collection of that came on the Rams' first possession of the ball game, in which they ate up 7:20 of the first quarter clock in a 14-play, 63-yard drive that culminated with a 29-yard field goal on the end. 10-0 Rams lead it as the Raceland band out on the field performing for the crowd here tonight on a cold and just bone-chilling night here in Ramland. Luckily, it's not blustery cold because the wind is not blowing like it did throughout the day. The snow blew through, and after it left, the wind was pretty much gone from that point. So other than that, it's just downright cold. But the Rams heating up as they'll get the football to start the second half of action. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll check individual statistics, scores from around the area, and we'll get you ready for the second half here in the regional championship. Rams lead at 10-0, and our coverage continues after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Hey Rams fans, would you do anything to support your team? What about switching your checking account? With Ashland Credit Union's debit card, you can support your favorite team. Every time you make an eligible purchase with your debit card, Ashland Credit Union donates 10 cents on your behalf to the Senior Assistance Program. Sign up for your favorite team's debit card today at Ashland Credit Union, 1300 Central Avenue, Ashland. Membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts and salads, a tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others, should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenup, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Oliveville, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
10-0 at the half as Raceland cheerleaders on the field now, performing here at the break. Let's look at some individual numbers for the visiting Bulldogs. Max Pelfrey, 5 of 10, 32 yards. He's also carried the ball 4 times for a loss of 9. Hank Pelfrey, 1 carry for 11. Max Johnson, 7 carries for 12 yards, his long of 5. Hank Pelfrey's caught 2 balls for 11. Landon Smith with 1 for 11. Javon White, 1 for 5. Max Johnson, 1 for 5. Logan Lundy, a perfect 4 of 4 for 48 yards in the first half. Noah Wallace, 7 carries for 42 yards. Lundy was 7 for 28. Isaac Browning, 6 for 30. Mason Likens leading the way with 2 catches for 35, including that one that set up the first and goal at the 5 that then moved it up to the 2-yard line after the infraction, the late hit personal foul against the visiting Bulldogs. Scores from around the area as Greenup County leads Mason County in Class 3A in the regional title game up in Maysville. This is a rematch of 3 weeks ago in which Greenup fell by 5 in that game. Coach Zach Moore said, I needed about 50 more seconds, and they felt like that they probably could have punched that one in and took the win. But either way, they're one half of football away from moving into a state semifinal. First time they played in this round and had 8 wins in the season since 1998. Ashland leads Bell County 14-8. That game also at half down at Log Mountain. At the half, Johnson Central trailing Corbin 14-7. Ironton leading Harvest Prep 28-0. So 10-0 our score. We'll take our final break. We'll get you ready for the second half of action. We'll try to see if we can catch up with head coach Mike Sammons on his way out of the locker room as we continue our coverage here on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Back here at Ram Stadium, previewing what's remaining in Class Single A. So Pikeville, the 1 seed, they've got Paintsville pretty much on the ropes tonight. It's 28-7 headed into the half, is last score that I saw from that one. Raceland and Hazard here is the 2 and 3. Now again, this is regional RPI this week. Now teams that advance on to next week, it's state RPI. So it's no matter what division you're in, you could travel from one side of the state to the other if you had to, that you would play. But other games tonight, Louisville Holy Cross is playing host to Crittenden County. Kentucky Country Day is playing host to Newport Central Catholic. And then depending on the outcome of those games, there's all kinds of possibilities that could play out. The way that it would work is if it's chalk across the board, Pikeville would then entertain Country Day, and Raceland would entertain Louisville Holy Cross on Black Friday. But any changes along the way to that can change the avenues of what team goes where. So, again, we'll keep that in the back pocket. We've still got a lot of football here to decide this one. But Raceland's defense, again, stingy at best. 12th in the state in points allowed. They came in giving up south of 11 points a game. 24th in the state in passing yards allowed at 88. 12th in the state in rushing yards of 67. And interceptions in the state, they were in second. And their 22nd interception of the season coming by Noah Wallace's third of the year on a tip ball from Jules Farrow in the end zone, and then Wallace gets underneath it and returned it all the way down to the 26. But then a penalty marker negated the big return, and but the Rams cashed in on the backside of that and was able to put in the only touchdown here in the first half of play. Newport Central Catholic, 21-7 lead on Kentucky Country Day. That game at the half. So we'll try to keep an eye out for some scores throughout. Pikeville well in front of Paintsville down in Hambly. So Pikeville again, the 1 seed, and a win by them, and they'll continue to roll through. Next week is the state semifinals, and then winners next week will head off to Kroger Field and the state championship on Friday, December 2nd at high noon, as they'll start the 6 different rounds. 2 games Friday, 2 games Saturday, 2 games on Sunday to crown the state champions of each classification. Ashland Community Technical College has all kinds of options for you if you're ready to start your education or further your career. It's never too late to further your education at ACTC. All of our first downs tonight are brought to you in part by Ram Pharmacy in Greenup Avenue in Raceland. And we've got Mike Sammons headed out and headed toward our Shayla Newman, so we'll get ready to go field side with her and a few words with Coach Sammons on the first half. All right, Shayla, you've got it.
Tonight we're here with Coach Sammons. Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I thought our guys played really hard. We were able to take away their run game and run the ball. Obviously, we lost the drive there for a turnover. We got to value the ball better, but just got to keep pounding, keep going here, and and really be good here to start the third quarter. We get the ball.
And what do you want to see from your team in the second half?
I mean, we've been a third quarter team all year. I really want to see to try to go out here and exert ourselves and try to make this thing a 3-possession game versus letting them hang around. Hopefully we can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shaylin. Great job by Shaylin Newman, one of our 2 sideline reporters tonight. Olivia Porter also down there. They've also got cameras that they're working with. So we've got three cameras. Up top is Hunter Masters. All 3 members of my media program here at Raceland Worthington High School, doing a fabulous job, by the way. Shaylin and Olivia decided they were ready to try to dive into the sideline reporting gig. Shaylin, this is her 3rd week on the sidelines. Olivia, her 2nd, and I can't be happier with how much that they have progressed and starting to try to find themselves in their own role. But they are doing a really, really good job. Big hello to a dear friend of mine, Dr. Charles G. Bailey, my faculty advisor at Marshall University and WMUL, tuning in tonight and giving me some great feedback, not only for me, but for my students. And that's one reason I always reach out to Dr. B and say, hey, if you got a moment, tune in. And he always provides some great critique, both good and bad. And that's one thing that I learned from him at a very young age of my broadcasting career is you've got to take the good and the bad, and there's a lot more bad than there is good. The one time you typically know when you've done a stellar job is no one says anything. So the Rams will get the football to start the second half. And as we talked about this in pregame today, Coach Sammons and I, it's a 2-possession game right now. A touchdown here pushes it to 3, and that's something he felt like Hazard was not built to sustain. Can they find points on this drive, and those points being a touchdown, not a field goal? A cold and bone-charring night tonight as Hazard will go for the onside kick attempt, and I believe they got it. They caught the Rams sleeping, and the onside kick attempt is successful. So Hazard will take over in Rams territory at appears to be the 46-yard line. So it looks like they're going to put it at the Rams' 45-yard line. And maybe. I'm still waiting for the official to make the signal. We still didn't have a football. Now we have a football coming from the other sideline. So that's where we will get it now. So the Bulldogs catch the Rams kind of lackadaisical on the opening kickoff of the second half, and they'll start it. Here's a quick out coming near sideline to White. White makes the grab, tries to find a seam, and there's nothing there. A great open field tackle by guess who? Noah Wallace. Also there was Jackson Heighton. So a loss on the play of 1 makes it 2nd down and 11. As, again, they try to dial up a play out of the Rams playbook, a little bubble screen, if you will. And Pelfrey's pass out to Javon White took so long to get there, and it was swallowed up by the Rams very quickly. 2nd down and 11 from the 46 of the Rams. 2 receivers each way. Pelfrey from the gun. The take, the give to Johnson, a stutter step as he goes into the hole right up the gut, and a gain of only 1 back to the original line of scrimmage and a penalty marker flying at the end. And we got a face mask. Now the question is, against who? Or whom, I should say. And the Rams are already walking, so it's against the Rams. So a personal foul variety, if you will. So Gain of 1, and then the personal foul against the Rams for the face mask. Takes it down to the 30-yard line. So very quickly, the Bulldogs knocking on the red zone door to start the second half of play, trailing 10-0. Empty set for Pelfrey on 1st and 10. Pelfrey looking right, zips it out near sideline, has White there. White tries a little stutter step, and he gets pinballed to the ground by 5 orange jerseys. Jackson Heighton was there, also Noah Wallace. Give him a gain of 5, though, down to the 25, and make it 2nd down and 5. Pelfrey's going to stay in that empty set. Johnson in the slot near sideline with White. 2nd and 5 from the 25. Rams showing blitz. Johnson goes in motion. He'll take it on the end around, trying to find the hole on the outside edge. He'll dive forward across the 25 and pick up a couple and make it 3rd down and very manageable for the Bulldogs. Depending on the spot of the football, they're going to give him a gain of only 1 to the 24. So make it 3rd and 4. Hazard with 6 first downs in the ball game. 9:40 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 10-0 Raceland. And the Bulldogs not in any hurry to try to move. Play clock is down to 10. Pelfrey will get his players set with 5 in an empty set once again. A rush snap. Pelfrey looking at pressure coming, trying to scramble to get to the outside edge. Throwing toward the back corner of the end zone, and that one's well out of bounds. Pressure from behind by Christian Wall, Ben Taylor, and Braden Webb. Passes incomplete, and it's 4th down. Clock resting with 9:15 to go here in the 3rd. A big hello to my good friend Lynn Carroll, tuning in from New York City tonight. Got a chance to visit with Lynn last week. She made a visit back to her native West Virginia home. First time I'd seen Lynn in 3 years. But she's tuned in tonight, and great to hear from her. Bulldogs are going to roll the dice and go for it here on 4th and 4. Pelfrey in an empty set. Wants to throw. Pressure coming off the edge. Hit as he throws. He has his man there, and Johnson makes the catch on the far sideline. Mason Likens was the man there, but it's just enough to move the sticks. As they'll get him down to the 20, take it to the 19 on a gain of 5. So 1st down number 7 extends the drive and moves the Bulldogs inside the red zone for the 2nd time in the ball game. 7th play of the drive coming up on this snap after they had the onside kick recovered. Pelfrey, pressure coming up the gut. He evades a man, slings it out to Johnson. Johnson slips a tackle, gets the 1st down yardage and more, and he's down inside the 5, and it's 1st and goal. Pelfrey was dead to rights in the backfield, and he was able to evade the sack, sling it out to Johnson, who then slipped a tackle and gets down to the 4. That's a gain of 15. And all of a sudden, the Bulldogs, who were lethargic at best, like molasses in the wintertime in the first half, have come out of here in the second half and have now orchestrated 41 yards on 7 plays, and they've got it 1st and goal from the 4, trailing 10-0. 3+ minutes on this drive. Pelfrey stays in that empty set. Man goes in motion. That's Johnson. Pelfrey keeps it himself. He goes right up the gut, and ball squirts free as Ben Taylor scoops him up. They'll say he was down by contact. Braden Webb tried to take off with it. And I think he's going to lose a yard back to the 5-yard line. And now they're going to move him just back over the 5, shy of the 4, so no gain on the play. 9th play of the drive coming up on this one as we cross the 8-minute mark on this snap. Now they got too many men on the field. They have to run a man off. They broke the huddle with 12. That should have been a penalty. Here's a direct snap to Johnson, tries to bounce it to the outside edge, slips 2 tackles and gets the angle to the corner, and he's in for 6. Touchdown, Bulldogs. So a direct snap to Max Johnson, and Johnson takes it in for his 19th touchdown of the season. And the Bulldogs are on the board here to start the third quarter. It's 10-6 with 7:49 to play in the frame. And that's a very interesting no call with breaking the huddle with 12 and resulting in points. So now Mia Rouse, soccer player for the Bulldogs girls team, out for the extra point attempt. Johnson to put it down. Rouse kicks this one up and through, and it's 10-7 with 7:49 to play in the third. We're back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
There's a lot of places to invest your money and no shortage of advice, but I think a lot of these get-rich-quick schemes are good ways to get broke quick. That's why I like the CDs at my bank. Guaranteed, insured.
Great rates, plus the comfort of knowing your CDs are guaranteed and insured. That's First and People's Bank. For all your banking needs, see the good folks at First and People's Bank, the home office. Member Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
9 plays, 45 yards, 4 minutes, 10 seconds in possession. And Hazard is on the scoreboard, and they trail it now 10-7. Here's a ball that's scooped up on the far sideline. Browning is then wrestled out of bounds after getting across the 25. Now let's see where the Rams will start. They're going to start it at the 26-yard line. 7:44 to play here in the third. Yeah, change it. They'll take it to the 27. Nose of the football touching the 27. 1st and 10. Lundy starts with Wallace in the backfield, an H-back of Webb. The take, the give to Wallace. Wallace with a head of steam. Breaks a tackle as he rolls up the gut. Rolls across the 35. Hits the B button and grabs a few extra on the back end. He was in second gear when he took the handoff. Take him all the way down. Out to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 11 and a Ram Pharmacy first down. 12th first down of the ballgame for the Rams. Wallace with 53 yards in the ballgame. He stays in the backfield in the right pocket of Lundy. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Another handoff to Wallace. Wallace finds a seam near sideline, tries to bounce it back out. A nice juke move, stays on his feet. He's across midfield. Delivers a stiff arm back at the 40. Angles to the middle of the field. He's across the 35, the 25, down near the 20. What a carry there by Noah Wallace. As the Rams take it down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 41 on the play. Another Ram Pharmacy first down, and Wallace at 9 carries for 94 yards on the night. He's had one 100-plus yard rushing game this season, 6 in his career. Jules Farrell in the left pocket of Lundy. Lundy will follow him off left edge, and he's across the 20 down near the 15. They'll take him to the 16 on a gain of 5 and inside the Johnson Chiropractic orange zone. Big hello to a good friend. Eric Booz tuned in watching the game tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Big hat tip to my crew tonight. Hunter Masters, Shayla Newman, Olivia Porter, working cameras and sidelines, and our executive producer tonight is MJ McKay. 2nd and 5 for the Rams from the 16 of the Bulldogs. Lundy on 2nd down. Gives it off to his tailback as That's off to Jules Farrell. He just got a clothesline that you would see on WWE Raw. Wow. That was way high. No penalty flies. It's a loss of 2. So make it 3rd down and 7. Inside of 6 to play here in the third. 10-7. Rams lead it by 3. 2 receivers wide right, 1 left. That's Likens. Browning and Webb in the backfield in an offset H-back and pistol look. Handoff Browning. Browning surveys. Jump cut in the hole. Right up the gut he goes. And he'll get the 15-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. So we'll see where the spot is. We've got 4 sets of hash marks, and the officials can't decide which one they want to use. It's just shy of the 15, so we're going to say it's still at the 16-yard line. A gain of 2 makes it 4th and 5. Rams will try to go for it on 4th down. Lundy zips it out to Likens. Likens a bubble screen, slips 1 tackle, falls forward, and does he have enough to move the sticks is the question. And they've already pointed the opposite direction, so it's a nice stand there by the Bulldogs defense as the 4th down try fails. As Likens needed 4, got 3. So the Bulldogs withstand the Rams just marching down the field. 6 plays, 60 yards. But the turnover on downs gives it back to the Bulldogs with a chance to tie or take the lead with points on this drive. Pelfrey and Johnson in the backfield. 2 receivers each way. Handoff Johnson, right up the gut he goes. And a wall of orange jerseys. Cam Bell and Christian Wall there on the stop. Take him out to the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 2, 2nd down, 8. Inside of 4:30 to play here in the third. 10-7, Rams leading this one. This is the closest game the Rams have been in at this point of the game since Greenup County, which the Rams then pulled away in the 4th quarter. Pelfrey on 2nd down, wants to throw. Pressure coming off the edge. Floats it down the near side of the field, and that should have been offensive pass interference. Jules Farrell angled back into the center of the field, playing on Javon White. White shoves him to the turf from behind. Should have been offensive pass interference. Instead, the ball falls incomplete, and it's 3rd and 9. Wow, that's bad. So 3rd down and 9 with the clock resting with 4:06 to play in the third. Rams with 2 safeties high. Pelfrey wants to throw, stands in the pocket, eyes down the center of the field, now moving left, has a man coming across the middle. That's in the hands of White. White out near midfield, makes a nice cut back into the center and takes it down inside of Rams territory before being ridden out of bounds, and a penalty marker flies on the far sideline. We've got Javon White's helmet is loose. Mike Sammons is headed out to the field to make certain that everything stays in check with his team. But this Bulldogs team has gotten underneath the Rams as White takes it all the way down inside of Raceland territory. And then we'll wait for the extracurriculars on the back end of it. Mike Sammons and Daniel Howard both out on the field talking with the officials. So the question is it going to be a penalty on one side or the other, or is it going to be offsetting? They're standing right now with the football at the 44, and the official is standing with the motion. He's getting ready to walk off more. So they got a face mask penalty on Brody Austin. And then they're going to get a late hit out of bounds on Braden Webb. So this is going to be a total of 30 yards. Wow. So down to the 29, and then half the distance to the goal will take it down to the 14. So make it 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. And now with the Bulldogs with a chance to tie or take the lead with points here. So the play went for 41. You add 15 to that, makes it 56. And then 8 more-ish on the backside of that, 64. So now they'll go trips right, 1 left. Pelfrey on 1st and 10. The take to give, as that's out to Blankenship. And with a head of steam right up the gut, he goes and gets down shy of the 5. So a gain of 7 on the play makes it 2nd down and 3. Rams this season have been stingy in the third quarter, have only given up 21 total points of their 128 of the year. Pelfrey, same set. Turns, looks to the sideline. Play clock is at 9. Play clock now at 5, and the Bulldogs are going to have to burn a timeout. Back in 60 seconds on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-through. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
In the third with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go out of the timeout for the Bulldogs. Here's Johnson, hands it off to Pelfrey, trying to stretch it out to the near sideline. Cam Bell wraps him up and takes him off his feet at the 5. So gain of 2 makes it 3rd and 1. Hazard 4 for 8. Now they're going to mark it and measure. It's just inside the 5. So it's either going to be 3rd and inches or 1st and goal. We get our camera down that way and try to get an angle if we can. The crew coming from the opposite sideline. And the officials will stretch it out and move the sticks. So everything coming up roses for the Bulldogs here in the second half thus far. So make it a 3-yard gain and 1st and goal. Hazard breaks the huddle. Johnson will go as a Wildcat quarterback. Hank Pelfrey wide left. High snap Johnson trying to angle to the right. Ben Taylor jumps on his back from behind. He'll pick up a couple, one or two depending on the spot. And we got a player down. Player down for Hazard. That's Logan Thomas trying to get up and really slow as he kind of stumbles around and he's trying to walk himself to the far sideline. So no gain on the play. 2:17 on arrested clock here in the third. Hazard trying to take the lead or at least tie with a field goal attempt. But first and goal from the 4 is where it started, and after that last play, now it's second and goal from that same spot. Johnson will stay as the Wildcat. Pelfrey splits out wide left with Hank Pelfrey in the slot left. Man in motion, that's White. High snap. Johnson fakes it, keeps it, tries to dive toward the goal line, and he comes up short. Should put him around the 1. Just maybe shy of the 1. Probably right in between the 1 and the 2. We'll call it a gain of 2. It's third and goal. Just shy of the 1 yard line, if you will. 8th play of the drive coming up for the Bulldogs. 4 for 8 on third down conversions. And I would have to believe this is 4 down territory. Johnson from that Wildcat. Calls his own number, angles right, dives into the right edge, and he's in for 6. And the Bulldogs take their first lead of the night. 13 unanswered from Hazard. And the first time the Rams have trailed this late in a game since a tight ball game against Greenup down in Lloyd. So now Mia Rouse out for the extra point attempt. Johnson to put it down. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and is good. 14 to 10. Hazard in front, 1:22 to go in the third. Back after this on the Kuwait Sports Network.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Kickoff is fielded at the 30-yard line, and then Raceland takes it out to the 35. There's a penalty marker that finally flies on the back end of a play by Riley Davidson, who just took a cheap shot at Brody Austin. There was an official right in front of it, and it was the official 15 yards away that had to run in and throw the penalty marker. So for the moment, the Rams have the football at the 39. And the officials gather for a moment. Now they'll get the foul against Memphis Blankenship. They at least got the call correct, but they didn't get the player correct. So put it at the 46-yard line of the Bulldogs. So 1st and 10, and the Rams with a short field. Lundy starts with Wallace. Gives to Wallace. Wallace cuts back from left to right. Crosses the 45. Okay, move down to the 42 on a gain of 4. Make it 2nd and 6. Wallace now 10 carries, 98 yards in the ballgame. 41 of those coming on 1 carry. Inside of a minute to go here in the third. Rams have given up 14 points in the quarter. They'd given up only 21 the entire season in the third. Lundy on 2nd down. Another give to Wallace, a little stutter step. Right up the gut he goes, jumping on his back and hanging on for dear life was Gade Logan. Somebody needs to get that man to pay the price of admission. Noah Wallace took him on a trip that you can't buy a ticket for at Camden Park. Gain of 12, 1st and 10. 14th first down of the ball game. All 4 first downs brought to you in part by Ram Pharmacy. 20 seconds to go in the third. Browning in the left pocket of Lundy. Play action, Lundy looking left, moves left, fires down toward the end zone, and that one's picked off at the goal line. Getting underneath it is Hank Pelfrey. Pelfrey's 2nd interception of the season. Lundy tried to force it into double coverage, and with 4 seconds to go in the third, the Bulldogs are going to have the football at the 2. Only Lundy's 8th interception of the season, but that one was one that he forced into double coverage, and Pelfrey was able to run underneath it. So 4 seconds to go in the third, and the Bulldogs from their own goal line will go into an I formation, a full house, now. They'll give it off to Johnson, and he pinballs off left guard. Ben Taylor and Noah Wallace there on the stop, and that takes us to the 4th and final stanza. The Rams trailing for the first time after 3 this season, other than the loss to Highlands. Can they find the answer in the 4th? We find out when we return after this on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
There's a lot of places to invest your money and no shortage of advice, but I think a lot of these get-rich-quick schemes are good ways to get broke quick. That's why I like the CDs at my bank. Guaranteed, insured.
Great rates, plus the comfort of knowing your CDs are guaranteed and insured. That's First of People's Bank. For all your banking needs, see the good folks at First of People's Bank, the home office. Member Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-through. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
14-10 as we welcome you back here to the 4th and final quarter. First time the Rams have trailed this season since the loss at Highlands, the lone loss on the year for the Rams, who come in at 11-1. But it's been 14 unanswered by the Bulldogs, all coming in the third. They've got it 2nd down and 8 from their own 4-yard line, working it from right to left as I view it. Here's a handoff, Johnson. Johnson trying to get it to the outside edge, and there's nothing there as Parker Fannin and Ben Taylor there for the stop. So edge him out for a gain of 1 to the 5, makes it 3rd down and 7. 5 of 9 on the evening are the Bulldogs. That's something Raceland has been very stingy on coming into the game, holding teams less than 20% succession rate. But the Bulldogs have been able to move the football when they've needed to. Johnson standing 3 yards into the end zone as Pelfrey crawls up under center. Pelfrey turns, gives it to Johnson. Johnson tries to bounce it to the outside edge, and Braden Webb and Ben Taylor breaks through for the stop. So make it 4th down after a gain of 1. And now Max Johnson's going to have to punt from his own end zone, and we'll see if Landon Newman can get under one. It'll be interesting to see if the Rams try to come after the punter here. You definitely don't want to do anything to run into the kicker or get a personal foul for roughing the kicker. I think this is here where you go try to give your return man a chance to get this ball downfield. High snap. Johnson gets into it. It takes a bounce at the 30. It's going to take a hazard tumble across the 45 and comes to rest at the Bulldogs' 47-yard line. So the Rams, with 10:21 to go in the ball game, trailing here at home in the regional championship round, trying to find some fourth quarter momentum off the back end of the Logan Lundy interception. Lundy will start with Noah Wallace, who's over 100 yards on the night, his 7th career 100-yard rushing game. Lundy gives it off to Wallace. Wallace right up the gut, slips a man, tries to bounce it to the outside edge as he gets to the 40. Max Johnson slips his feet underneath him and takes him out. He'll be shy of the 40 to the 41. So a gain of 6 makes it 2nd down 4 for the Rams on the near sideline. Newman on the boundary right, Likens and Fannin left. Browning and Wallace in a double sidecar. The give to Wallace. Wallace off right guard. Tries to spin after crossing the 40. They're going to give him forward momentum. And they'll move him to the 36. And that will move the sticks for another Ram Pharmacy first down. 15th first down of the ballgame for the Rams, who trail this one 14-10. Same set for the Rams this time. They'll go with Newman in the far side slot. Fannin comes to the boundary right. Lundy on 1st and 10. Claps for it. Little counter play. Gives it off to his tailback as he'll go right up the gut. That's Jules Farrell on the handoff. Take him across the 35 to the 34 and a gain of 2 and make it 2nd down 8. 9 minutes to play in the ball game as the clock will tumble across the 9-minute mark as the Rams break the huddle. They'll stay in the same set. Browning is an offset H-back. Lundy gives it off to Farrell. Farrell stretching it to the near sideline, gets the edge. He's brought out of bounds by Ryan Dean, and extracurriculars on the near sideline after Farrell is pushed out of bounds. So they're going to take him down to the 25 on a gain of 9. That moves the sticks for a Ram Pharmacy first down. And then we're going to get a penalty marker on the back end of that. That's going to give it a 12.5-yard penalty for the late hit. So should put it at the 13. Be at the 12.5-yard line, if you will, in between the 12 and the 13. So at the 13 officially. So make it 1st and 10 inside the Johnson Chiropractic Orange Zone. Mason County has opened up a 2-score lead on Greenup. Now 27-14 with 1 minute, 8 seconds to play in the third up in Maysville. 14-10 our score here. Rams trailing, but 1st and 10 from the 13 of the Bulldogs. Lundy on first down. Keeps it himself, follows Jules Farrell, goes left, comes back right, and drives the pile down near the 5. Give him a gain of 8 on the carry and make it 2nd down 2. Lundy on the season, 224 yards, coming in with 5 touchdowns. They'll put Browning in his left pocket this time. Lundy keeps it himself, finds a seam off the left edge, dives into the end zone for 6. Touchdown, Raceland. He followed that left side of Chase Carell and Clay Coldiron to pay dirt, and the Rams answer, and they lead at 16-14 with 8:17 to play in the ballgame. Lundy gets in for his 6th rushing touchdown of the season, and he just followed the Big Uglies in the line off that left edge and got in for 6. So now Peyton Eisen for the extra point attempt. Connor used to put it down. Snap is back. Kick is up and is high and good. 17-14 our score. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
When you need collision work or mechanical work on your vehicle, go to Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Bowman's can do frame repair for ICAR certification. They have a downdraft bake oven for factory paint finish, and they get your vehicle back to its pre-accident condition with qualified ICAR Gold certified technicians. Bowman's is also an ASE certified mechanic shop, providing transmission flushes, steering and suspension services, AC services, oil changes, and tune-ups. At Bowman's, they always strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Call 836-0837.
Living the life I love.
Someone will be with you. Don't know when. Don't hold your breath, but keep waiting. You don't have anything better to do.
You know, at First and People's Bank, you don't have to wait for an answer. The decision makers are at the bank, and the friendly tellers are always ready to wait on you. First and People's Bank, the home office. Member Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Pooch kick comes near sideline. Ball squirts out, and Raceland tried to dive on it as it goes into their sideline. So, kick out of bounds. Well, kick goes out of bounds, I should say. But it's not before it's touched. Yeah, Javon White is very gimpy trying to go back to the sideline. Let's see where they're going to mark the football. They've got it at the 31. 8:13 to play. That last drive by the Rams, 6 plays, 47 yards, 2 minutes, 22 seconds, and the 5-yard touchdown dive by Logan Lundy gives the Rams a 17-13 lead. Now can the defense stick its nose in the turf and force a quick 3 and out and get the ball back to the offense? Again, they break the huddle with 12. I have been told it is not a penalty if they get loose somehow within 3 seconds or something like that. I don't know. Either way, that's the second time in the ballgame they broke the huddle with 12. Now we've got extra laundry flying at the end of the play. So the carry by Pelfrey. Out to the 32 for a gain of 1, and Ben Taylor, they're going to wave the flag off. They were trying to throw it for an illegal substitution. So make it 2nd down 9, and the play results in a gain of 1. And now the officials are going to get back together. They're not exchanging pleasantries or dinner invitations, Christmas card list, or Santa's items that they would like for the upcoming holiday. There is utter confusion. And this is a meeting of the minds, and it's a short trip. Kenyon Higgins is dancing angrily, and now they get the illegal substitution. So the illegal substitution should be back at the 26, not the 27. It should be from the original spot, not the spot that they gained. Well, they're going to start it from the 27. So Pelfrey fires near sideline. Johnson gets lit up by Mason Likens. There's your candidate for the Bowman's Auto and Collision Center big hit of the game. Johnson hangs on to it across the 30 to the 31 on a gain of 4, but he got lit up. So make it 2nd and 10. From the 31. Pelfrey calls for it. Penalty marker flies. That's a false start. And the Rams sideline starting to create a little bit of noise. And another penalty against the Bulldogs. As unofficially tonight, that has them at 10 for 79 yards and makes it 2nd and 15. 7:17 to play in the contest. Rams leading 17-14 and a berth in the regional, or for a regional championship on the line and a berth in the state semifinals next Friday. A win here tonight and the Rams will eat turkey and play at home on Black Friday. But they've still got some business to take care of in the final 7. Pelfrey and Blankenship in the backfield in a twin set. And now Daniel Howard's going to have to burn a timeout as the play clock was dwindling down and the offense had no idea what was going on. Ben Taylor is emphatically fired up as he comes to the Rams sideline. So the Bulldogs now with 1 timeout remaining over the final 7 minutes of action. And you have to think that could loom huge down the stretch. But the Rams defense here really trying to make things difficult. Again, they have shut down the rushing attack of Max Johnson, who came in. He was 4th in Class Single A, 21st in the state. And tonight, 17 carries for 28 yards. So Daniel Howard coaching in his first regional championship game. 3-1 in the postseason. As they break the huddle now. And look at 2nd and 15 from their own 26. Max Johnson in motion. Low snap, Pelfrey pressure coming. Zips it out near side Landon Smith, and Mason Likens gives him a belly-to-back suplex and throws him into the Rams sideline. Mason Likens with another tackle for loss as they're going to take him back to the 25-yard line on a loss of 1. So 3rd down and a $16 cab ride. Trips right, 1 left. 3 hats across the line for the Rams, 2 high safeties. Pelfrey dropping back, stands in the pocket, eyes down the center of the field, going for the home run ball, looking for Smith, and he's got his man there as Landon Smith out jumps Parker Fannin at the 35. What a pitch and catch there, as that was just throw it up to your big man downfield and let him use his height, and he takes it for a gain of 40. So Max Pelfrey now with 140 yards on the night. Their 14th first down of the contest. 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Twin set for Pelfrey on 1st and 10. Johnson goes in motion. They'll give it off to Johnson, trying to go to the outside edge on the right, and is finally hemmed up and chased out of bounds. Noah Wallace comes in and lays the lumber. Elias Jackson also there. Give him a gain of 2 down to the 33-yard line. Makes it 2nd down, 8. 5:30 to play in the contest. 17-14, Rams trying to hang on. Fans coming to life here at Rams Stadium. Play clock is at 10. Hazard still has yet to break from the sideline look. Now at 5 as Pelfrey tries to make a quick adjustment. Clock is at 1. It's at 0. The ball gets snapped. Play action. Pelfrey evades his man, throws it across the middle, hits his big man of Landon Smith. So inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of 5, and it's 3rd and 3. Pelfrey, play action, zips it down the seam near sideline. He's got his man there as he throws it into Sawyer Patrick for the catch. And the 15th first down of the ball game moves the Bulldogs down inside the red zone as they'll go down to the 17. So a gain of 11 on the play, 4:25 to play in the ball game. And the Rams leading 17-14, but Hazard trying to make things interesting and snag back the lead here in the 4th. Johnson in the left pocket of Pelfrey on 1st and 10. The take, give to Johnson. Johnson up the gut, spins, and goes into the middle. He's across the 15 down to the 12 or 13, depending on the spot. They're going to take him to the 13 on a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Inside of 4 minutes to play in regulation. Defense got to find a way to slow things down here. Play clock is at 10. Pelfrey with Johnson in his left pocket in a twin set. Delayed handoff to Johnson. Johnson tries to duck onto her tackle. And Lyndon Salmons on the stop. They're going to push it forward to the 12 for a gain of 1. So make it 3rd down and 5. Hazard tonight 7 of 12 on 3rd down conversions. Inside of 3 to go in regulation. Can the Rams defense hold here and force a field goal attempt? Or can the Bulldogs move the sticks? Pelfrey looking right, throwing right, and there's nobody there. He split the difference between Smith and Johnson. The pass is incomplete, and it's 4th down. And now the question is, will they go for it or try a field goal attempt? Their kicker has attempted 1 field goal, which she has made on the season. But for the moment, the offense staying on the field. And Daniel Howard's going to talk this one over. He'll burn his final timeout with 2:42 to play in the ball game. We're not going anywhere. We're right here. This could be your ball game right here. So now the question is, from the 12, this is approximately about a 29-yard field goal attempt. Ball right between the hashes. This would be a straight-on shot. Now the question is the junior soccer player of Mia Rouse, do they roll her out there for a kick attempt? And I'm being already told from the way down from Hazard, said no way. She's held her own when she's put the extra points up. But right now the offense is going to try to continue this drive, or the Rams defense is going to try to end the season. 10th play of the drive coming up on this snap. And they're going to try the field goal, as this is Ambergy, who will try this attempt, has not attempted a field goal this season. 29-yard kick right down the pipe. Snap is back. Ball is down. Kick is up and is no good. Wide left. It was a low-line drive by Ambergy. The defense holds 2:39 to play in regulation, and the Rams leading 17-14. So wide left on the miss. So the drive goes 10 plays, 57 yards, 5 minutes, 22 seconds of possession, and it comes up empty. So now the Rams need about 2 first downs to take care of business and make the taste of turkey next Thursday taste a little bit better. So here comes Logan Lundy in the offense, and I would say you're going to see a healthy dose of number 2, Noah Wallace. 13 carries, 121 yards, his 7th career 100-yard rushing game of his career. They'll start it. They'll hand it off to Wallace. Wallace hanging onto that pigskin as he rolls off the left edge. Give him a gain of 3 and make it 2nd down and 7. Now, the most important part here, do everything you can to stay in bounds. Do not give Hazard any free timeouts as Logan Lundy trots all the way to the near sideline to talk with Mike Sammons before getting the play call and taking it back out to his huddle. They break the huddle at 13. They'll go trips. No, now they're going to move Fannin into an attached tight end on the left side, or the right side, excuse me. Browning in the right pocket of Lundy. Play clock is at 3. Lundy takes, keeps it himself, comes off right edge, gets stood up, still trying to fight for additional yardage. He may have gotten 1 or 2, depending on the spot of the ball, on his second effort. They're going to give him a gain of 2 and make it 3rd down and 5 as we've got 1:36 to play. Newman comes in with the play call. Lundy has to go back to Mike Sammons for a quick word. A first down right here, and that will be 3 knees and a berth in the semifinals next Friday night. But they've got to move the chains here. Play clock is at 5. Lundy on 3rd and 5. Takes it at 1. Nope, they're going to burn a timeout. So Mike Sammons has 1:05 to play in this one as the Rams will burn their first of 3 timeouts in the half. Rams on the night have only tried 3rd down conversions 5 times. They've been successful 3 of those. 52.7% on the season that they have moved the chains on 3rd down tries. I think this right here is a play where you give the football to number 2 and ride him. Last week, the Rams in the win over Paris, they only snapped the football 36 times. 24 of those were rushes for 144. Noah Wallace tonight, 14 carries for 124. And Wallace, his career high was in the playoffs last year. Now let's see if the Rams elect to dial up number 2 one more time. They'll give it off to Wallace. Wallace sweeping left, finds a big hole, pushes himself out. Second effort, ball comes loose. But the Rams dive on it. They're going to say he was down by contact at the 29. They need the 30, so it's just short by a yard. And the Rams can take this one all the way down to about 17 seconds before they have to snap the football. So Mike standing next to the official on the near sideline, and he's going to milk this one all the way down to 17 seconds. And there's your timeout at 18.2. So 4th down and 1 coming up. Rams burned their second timeout. And the biggest play of the season coming up right here. Now the question is, you've got Mason Likens who can flip the field. He has not punted tonight, but the Rams this season have only punted 16 times, averaging 40.1 yards a kick. And the question is, do you trust your special teams enough to kick it downfield, give an opportunity of a return, or do you just kick it out of bounds, or do you believe that you can push the ball forward a yard here and put this one on ice? you've got another option here too. You still have one timeout. You can put the offense out there and see if you can draw them off. We've seen several times this year where Lundy has gone from the pistol look. He'll run up underneath center, and if he sees a hole, snap it real quick and try to dive forward. Lundy, about 220 pounds, 6'3". He's a big-bodied kid. He doesn't go down easy. So Drew Burke looks to the sidelines and says, settle down. They've got just about everybody up in the box loading the line. And Mike Salmons will burn his final timeout before they even try to cadence. Wow. What a ball game we've seen here. 6th all-time meeting between these two teams. Raceland leads the series 4-1. Their first meeting was back in 85. Nope, I said it right. I couldn't see because of the lights. 86. Raceland won that one 17-14. A 31-0 win by the Rams in 87. 88 was a 26-6 win. Hazard got their lone win in 89, 18-14. And then the Rams bounced back in 90 with a 21-12 victory, and they haven't seen each other since. So now the Rams, again, a big decision here to make. And the offense is staying on the field. Now, you still have an option here. You can try to draw them off, and if they don't go, just take the penalty and then kick it away. But Noah Wallace starts in the right pocket of Lundy. Everybody loading the box. They keep it themselves. Logan Lundy dives across the pile and takes us to the state semifinals next week. Logan Lundy, eat your heart out. Joe Bryan better sign him up for basketball. But he's going to be needed for a couple of more days, 7 to be exact. The Rams will play at home, and they will taste turkey on Black Friday and a berth in the state semifinals. What a game we saw here tonight, 17-14. Rams victorious, and a big Logan Lundy plunge over the top to seal the deal. What a ball game. That's an instant classic, if you will. Officially give him a gain of 2. So the Rams pick up their 12th win of the season. That matches the most under Mike Salmons, also last season with 12 wins. The Bulldogs, they come to a close at 8-5. We'll take a break. We come back, we'll break this one down. We'll grab a couple of players and get some words from them. We'll talk with head coach Mike Salmons. The Rams on to the state semis next Friday here at home. Our coverage continues after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Doubt, stress, anxiety.
You know, financial security begins at home with home ownership. If you've been putting off looking for a home because you think you can't afford it, you owe it to yourself to check out Members Choice Credit Union. Members Choice Credit Union has programs for first-time home buyers and more to help put you in the home of your dreams. Call, click, or stop by Members Choice Credit Union today.
Members Choice Credit Union, NMLS 411945, Equal Housing Lender. Call for additional information. Other restrictions may apply.
When you want real, authentic Mexican menu items, you want Tres Hermanos Nunez. Accept no substitutes. None compares. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, chimichangas, even vegetarian choices. A kids menu, desserts, and salads. A tasty, budget-pleasing selection for you and your family, unlike any others. Should be your first and only choice for authentic Mexican all throughout the tri-state. Ashland, Greenham, Grayson, Paintsville, Canova, South Point, Oliveville, and Cannonsburg. Tres Hermanos Nunez, the best around.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. with ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
When you need collision work or mechanical work on your vehicle, go to Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Bowman's can do frame repair for ICAR certification. They have a downdraft bake oven for factory paint finish, and they get your vehicle back to its pre-accident condition with qualified ICAR Gold certified technicians. Bowman's is also an ASE certified mechanic shop providing transmission flushes, steering and suspension services, AC services, oil changes, and tune-ups. At Bowman's, they always strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Bowman's Auto Service, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Call 836-0837.
Postgame show here at Raceland Worthington High School in Rams Stadium. The Rams on to the state semifinals. A regional championship win here tonight over the Hazard Bulldogs. Final score of 17-14. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here as we see there at midfield. That's the regional championship. And they're getting ready to hand it off to the Raceland Rams as they hang on for a heck of a ball game and a win tonight. They'll play at home next Friday night on Black Friday in the state semifinals and a chance for a berth for a magic carpet ride to Kroger. So the Rams tonight led it 10-0. At the half, a onside kick recovered by Hazard gave them their first points of the game as they drove down and got the touchdown, 10-7. They punch in another touchdown to end the third. It was 14-10 after 3. Raceland had only given up 21 points in the third quarter all season. Hazard got 14 on them here tonight. But the Rams found a way down the stretch, and they get in for the win. On 4th and 1, Logan Lundy says, "I'll take it from here." He grabs the football, dives over the pile, and gets 2. And that dive sends Raceland into the state semifinals next Friday night here at home. Winner to be determined. So we'll see if we can find some scores from the games, and we'll talk about the upcoming possibilities of whom Raceland could run into next week as we get a little bit further down. But what a heck of an effort here from the ballgame that we saw in this one. Hazard was pretty much, they were down for dead, down 10 at the locker room, and coming out with the ball going to the Rams. They elect to go for the onside kick, caught Raceland kind of leaning back a little bit, not being aggressive up front, and in the process, they that kick got them back into the ballgame. So both teams meeting on the turf out there to discuss for the Rams. A hard-fought win for the Bulldogs. A tough loss as their season comes to an end here on the road at 8-5. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll take a look at some numbers from this one. We'll grab a couple of players with our sideline reporters for some commentary, and we'll talk with Mike Sammons. And don't forget that Bowman's Collision and Auto Center big hit of the game. That one tonight was an easy one. It was sealed there in the fourth quarter. We'll tell you about it as we continue here on the High End Postgame Show on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Fairchild Auto has a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with in-house financing. Buy here, pay here. Everyone can be approved. Payments as low as $200 a month are available. From the moment you step on the lot until you drive away in your next car, your buying experience with Fairchild's Auto Sales is their #1 priority. Use the expertise and resources of their great sales staff to find the right car at the right price. Call 606-494-2030 to schedule your test drive.
Hey, Rams fans, would you do anything to support your team? What about switching your checking account? With Ashland Credit Union's debit card, you can support your favorite team. Every time you make an eligible purchase with your debit card, Ashland Credit Union donates 10 cents on your behalf to the Senior Assistance Program. Sign up for your favorite team's debit card today at Ashland Credit Union, 1300 Central Avenue, Ashland. Membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-through. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service. at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
Final score here tonight, 17-14. Raceland will play in the state semifinals on next Friday night. And we've just learned the journey for the Rams as they will play host to Louisville Holy Cross, who defeats Crittenden County tonight 24-12. And we'll tell you all about that as we move forward throughout the post-game show here tonight. We're still waiting for our silent reporters to grab the players that we're looking for. We're going to try to grab Noah Wallace and Logan Lundy for some thoughts from this one. But let's run through some numbers while we wait for them. Hazard tonight, 15 first downs. They were 7 of 13 on third down tries, 1 of 4 on fourth down tries, 208 total yards of offense, 145 through the air. They were limited to 63 on the ground on 30 rushes. 10 penalties for 79 yards. They had the 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, 1 interception. 3 punts for 40.7 yards. They had the football for 25 minutes and 55 seconds. Raceland with 18 first downs in the ballgame, 3 of 6 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down. The lone fourth down conversion, the one that sealed the deal as they head on into the semifinals next Friday night. 273 of total offense tonight for the Rams. 5 of 6 through the air was Logan Lundy. 222 on the ground as Noah Wallace goes for 128 on 15 totes. He also had a house call, Logan Lundy, also with the touchdown that put the Rams back in front, 17-14. Rams were flagged tonight 6 times for 69 yards. They did not punt the football. They had the football for 21 minutes and 48 seconds. All right, let's take a break. We'll try to run down their players with our sideline reporters for post-game interview. We'll talk with Mike Sammons in just a few moments as we continue here in the post-game show on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Where does your money go? When you bank with us, your deposit becomes your neighbor's loan. A real estate agent sells a house. They get a commission. They deposit it with us. We use it to make an auto loan to one of our customers. Hometown people helping each other grow. That's what it's all about. First and People's Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. We are the home office.
Raceland Christian Church, 210 Caroline Road, wishes all of our area athletes the best as they compete in their respective seasons. May you be encouraged by your church family to run with endurance the race set before you in such a way as pleases Jesus so that you gain the prize that never fades away. Raceland Christian Church meets Sunday at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. at 210 Caroline Road, Raceland. Visit us online at racelandchristian.com.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration, that was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/findyourcareer.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
17-14, our final scores. We welcome you back in the post-game show. Let's go down field side. Shaylin Newman standing by with Logan Lundy as Logan Lundy, the hero tonight, and he had the game-clinching play. Shaylin, let's talk with Logan Lundy and see what his thoughts are on tonight's win.
We're here with Logan Lundy. Logan, how did you feel after they scored in the third quarter?
I was a little bit nervous, but, our defense is really good, and they take care of us a lot. So I figured, we got that big orange wall, and we were going to get behind it and all night, and it worked.
And you actually scored right after that. How did that make you feel?
I mean, like I said, all credit to the linemen. They work so hard every day, and we ain't winning this game without them at all.
Are you glad your team will be moving on in the playoffs?
I'm glad we are. Hazard really came out and played, but we're ready for next week. Take it day by day and practice by practice, and we'll be ready to go.
Okay, thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Shaylin. And I see the other member that we're trying to run down there sneaking in on the backside. There's Noah Wallace, and our Olivia Porter is going to talk with him. But Wallace, his 7th career 100-yard rushing game, as he goes for 15 carries, 128 yards, his longest of 41. And Olivia Porter is ready to go, so we'll send it down to her with Noah Wallace.
Noah, how do you feel about your opponent winning at the first part and then you guys caught up?
It was a close call, but just got to keep your head in the game.
How do you think you played tonight?
I didn't play up to my ability. I think I played bad, to be honest.
Thank you, Noah. Back to you.
Hey, ask him real quick. Grab him real quick there, Olivia.
Noah, come back.
Ask him about that big interception that he had there on that tip ball from
How
Jules.
was that big interception?
It felt good, but I got hawked, and there's a flag, so it's all good.
Thank you.
All right. Like we said, Noah Wallace is a man of few words, but we got a few of him out of him there. But either way, he says he didn't play up to his potential. 15 carries for 128 yards, a touchdown, and a house call. I'd say that'll take care of things. Only the 3rd time this season that Raceland has produced a 100-plus yard rushing attack. 2 of those by Wallace, the other by Isaac Browning. But the Rams will play at home next Friday night as they will play host to Louisville Holy Cross. And we'll preview that one a little bit later on. We'll talk about it certainly tomorrow morning on Let's Talk Sports here on the Cool Hits Sports Network. Holy Cross on the season 10-3 out of District 2 down out of Louisville. They've won 4 straight, including a 24-12 win over Crittenden County tonight at Pleasure Ridge Park. All right, let's take our final break. When we return, we'll get Mike Sammons in for some thoughts on this one and wrap it up here tonight on a very cold night in Ramland. Rams victorious in a come-from-behind effort here in the 4th. 17-14 and Black Friday football coming up next week. We continue here in the postgame show on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
Doubt, stress, anxiety, frustration. That was yesterday. Today is your day to get back on track to a brighter future. At Ashland Community and Technical College, we're open and ready to help now. With ridiculously affordable, amazingly flexible classes that can lead to highly paid positions in IT, healthcare, and more. The real world's tough, but not as tough as you. Visit kctcs.edu/find your career.
Serving the communities of Raceland and Worthington since 1928, Raceland schools have been a beacon of learning and growth in the tri-state. A private school education at a public school price. Raceland's distinguished schools are a caring place where students can learn and grow. Committed to the future, Raceland's academic and arts programs rank among the top in the state, and test scores are among the highest in the area. Oh yeah, our football team isn't too bad either. We are Raceland, and this is home.
17-14 as we welcome you back in here to post-game coverage. Still waiting for Mike Sammons to make his way up to the press box so we can get some words from him. He's still talking with fans down on the field. Come on, Coach. We need you up here, my man. Well, while we're waiting on him, we can go ahead and take care of our Bowman's Collision and Auto Center big hit of the game. Bowman's Collision and Service Center in Flatwoods, when your car gets banged up, and let's Bowman put it back together and get it looking new again. Bowman's Collision and Service Center, Lexington Avenue in Flatwoods. Well, we made this call as soon as it happened, and there was a couple of big opportunities to maybe throw another name around this one, but this one I think was an easy one. Mason Likens with a big hit on a ball on an out route right in front of his own bench, and he laid the lumber as he came in and stopped the play dead on a loss. His second tackle for loss in the ball game, but Mason Likens, our recipient tonight of the Bowman's Collision and Service Center big hit of the game. Numbers for this one, Max Pelfrey, 14 of 22 for 145 yards. Max Johnson, this was the question coming in. 137 yards averaging on the season. This was the fourth running back the Rams had faced that was listed in the top 5 in Class Single A in rushing, and all of those had rushed for 100 yards or more per game on their average. Tonight, Johnson, 20 carries for 35 yards, his longest of 5. He did have 2 touchdowns, but Raceland kept him in check and was able to not allow him to get free and hit one of those big explosives that we've talked about so many times throughout this broadcast. Leading the way with the rushing attack after him, Hank Pelfrey, 2 carries for 14 yards. Javon White had 4 catches for 50. Landon Smith, 4 for 55, including that big 40-yarder that went down the field on a 3rd down and long that gave them a first down. But then the Rams came up big with another defensive stop late there in the ball game. Joining me now in the post-game show, head coach for the Raceland Rams, Mike Sammons. Coach, a gutsy win here at home. First time this season outside of the Highlands game that you guys have been trailing going into the fourth quarter. You had to find a way to win it here at home.
Yeah, our kids really battled. Hazard had a great game plan, played really well. We kind of made our way through the first half and got to halftime in good shape. And, we've talked before about how we're kind of built on the third quarter, and it just kind of flipped on us. We couldn't recover the kick, and then from there it kind of spiraled. But credit to our leadership, we're able to the fourth quarter kind of flip back in our favor. And, again, there's no stop points in the playoffs. You try to survive and advance. That's what we're able to do tonight.
You and I talked today, and we talked. You said Noah Wallace was going to be an intricate part of the defense and the offense. Tonight, 15 carries, 128 yards, second 100-yard-plus rushing game of the season. But tonight you could really see he was really running with confidence and, more importantly, very fresh legs.
Yeah, I mean, Noah's a workhorse for us tonight. And, I think we wanted to maybe try to run the ball a little bit more. But, again, these games in the playoffs get a little shorter. Just looking at your stats here, it looks like we may have only snapped it 6 plus 38, so, in the mid-40s.
44.
Yeah, a lot of times in high school football you'll get 60-plus snaps, but the playoffs get shorter, and obviously we lost 3 possessions tonight. We fumbled on first down of our, I guess that was our second possession of the game. We threw the pick in the third quarter, going in there probably a little over jealous by the coach, and then, we lost the possession on the special team. So we're still able to snap it 44 times, losing 3 possessions, pretty fantastic for our guys really being able to control the line of scrimmage. And, you show here close to 20 first downs, really punishing runs by Noah and the rest of the guys. I know Logan ran the ball well tonight as well.
How much was Logan a used car salesman to you there on that fourth down, last play of the ball game, of wanting the opportunity to go out there and seal this one on the carry?
It's kind of unique. Our guys are just kind of in it together. They kind of believe and lean on each other and play for each other. We actually had a different little scheme play called there before we took the final timeout, and didn't like the look we got. And so, at the 30 there, I think the ball's on the 29 if I'm not mistaken. They have no timeouts. I think it was like 16, 18 seconds left in the game at that point. So, they probably have 2 snaps at the most. If it's in bounds, 1, the game's over. And, you know, there's a lot of adage in high school football. If you don't get a yard, you don't deserve to win. And so we believe in our guys. We're aggressive, always have been aggressive. We're going to coach aggressive and play call aggressive and coach aggressive. And so there's really no doubt. There's really no flinch. That's just the play we went with. And, credit the guys up front. They were able to execute. And I think we needed like a yard. I think some of the guys upstairs told me maybe even just under a yard maybe. I'm not sure, 3/4 of a yard or something like that. And we were able to execute under pressure, and that's what it's all about. And when you get this time of year, you got to make plays. And, you make plays and you advance, or you make plays and you come up short. That's what it's all about. You got to make plays.
Defensively tonight, some punishing blows that we saw, but one of the biggest one coming right in front of your bench. It was a quick little out route that Mason Likens blew up. It was his second tackle for loss in the ball game, but just the way that he plays the field so well from his linebacker position, he's really come on huge here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, Mason's been fantastic. Both of our guys on the edge have been really good for us. In the third quarter there, Mason kind of overran a couple things and missed some tackles on the far sideline that we felt like, at least our guys up top felt like he needed to make or could have made or should have made. And so we try to talk to him about that when we can. He plays a lot of snaps, but he has a lot of pride in who he is and what he does, and he's really fit in well with who we are and what we do. And we try to come right back to him on the post route, just a little off on timing. Ball was a little late, maybe a little miscommunication. We'll go back to work and get better at that. But, yeah, Mason really ran the ball there in the fourth quarter, made a couple of punishing hits. And, our run defense was really stout again. I know we gave up some yards in the air. I'm not sure how many we gave up on the one long third
40.
Down. On the one long third down, I'm sure that was the most explosive play.
Yeah.
So, other than that, I thought they threw some underneath stuff. We came up and tackled it. They did hit a post route there in the fourth quarter to get in the orange zone. We got a stop on. We broke up a couple deep passes, so I thought our guys really battled. And, we just feel fortunate to be together 7 more days.
How big is that interception playing out now? The tip ball there by Jules. Noah Wallace gets the interception. Number 22 on the season. That's tied for best in the state of Kentucky, not classification, the entire state.
Yeah, again, you get the orange zone there. We call it the orange zone. Ball gets inside the 25 there. Really got to up your focus on both sides. And tonight, it kind of was a bugaboo for us. We got down there the first time, and we want touchdowns, and we got a field goal. Then we got down there. I think we were inside the 25, maybe just on the fringe in the third quarter, and we threw the interception. So good to see us get an orange zone stop there on the missed field goal. Good to see us get the orange zone stop on the batted ball pick. Again, that's just guys making plays. Again, when you get to this stage of the game, like I said a few minutes ago, you got to make plays, and our guys stepped up and made plays, and multiple guys. I think that's probably the most enjoyable part. It's whoever the next man up is or whoever's in position to make plays, and that's what we're able to do tonight.
First time since 2017, you'll play host to a state semifinal game with a chance and a berth at Kroger Field here. Makes the turkey taste a little bit better on Thursday night.
Yeah, I think maybe the third time we've hosted a state semifinal game, going back to I had one here in 14 and one here in 17. Obviously, the one here in 17 was pretty special. But we feel fortunate to be able to play at home again next Friday night. It'll obviously bring a little finality to it. This is it'll be our last home game for our seniors, and I think those guys understand that. And they've earned that opportunity. I think I told someone down there coming off the field, they earned that opportunity to be able to play at home on a Friday after Thanksgiving for a chance to play for a state championship. And at the end of the day, that's why you do this. That's why you kids work hard and make you proud, and they get what they earned. And our kids have earned these opportunities, and we're looking forward to spending 7 more days together.
Well, I'll ask you the same thing I asked you the last couple of weeks. Tomorrow morning we'll do the show.
Oh yeah, we'll do the show in the morning, and hopefully this week I can wake up on a better side of the bed than I did a week ago. I apologize.
Coach Francis, he pinch hit pretty well last week.
Yeah, some of those guys are a little bit more colorful than I am. I'm kind of an old, fuddy-duddy, humble, keep your no bulletin board material type stuff. That's just kind of what I've learned through this process of talking to different media members. But I appreciate that. Obviously, I felt just horrendous a week ago. So glad to get back out there and got healed up quick. And our kids resilient. Had some injuries tonight we played through, made some mistakes we played through. At the end of the day, like the sign in the locker room says, you win or you go home. And again, just feel very fortunate to be able opportunity to lead these guys 7 more days.
Hey, Coach, for the Raceland Rams, Mike Salmons, on to the state semifinals here next Friday night for a trip to Kroger Field. Coach, we'll talk to you in the morning.
All right, thanks, James.
That'll do it for us here tonight. A hat tip to my crew this evening. A phenomenal job, as always. But on the sidelines with silent reporting and camera work, Miss Shayla Newman and Miss Olivia Porter, they rocked it out, and they're certainly getting better by the week. They'll be back with us again next week. Certainly looking forward to what they bring to the broadcast. Up top was Hunter Masters. He's kind of made it a staple to that spot. They're frozen tonight, but, man, he battled through the elements and done another remarkable job. On the executive production tonight is, as always, MJ McKay. Fabulous work, my friend, of taking care of everything on that side of things, battling through some technical issues. The cold brought out a few Murphys tonight, and we never batted an eye. So that's what we like to see. Well, we know we're home one more week, and it's on Black Friday. A berth to Kroger Field here next Friday night at 7:30. We're going to have a very special pregame show. We'll tell you all about it coming up this week, and we'll preview it tomorrow morning right here at 9 o'clock on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hit Sports Network. We'll talk with head coach Mike Sammons, some players. We'll grab some other coaches from around the classification if we can, and we'll preview everything that's coming up as this season quickly is coming to a close. 14 days of Class A football is all that remains. Well, that'll do it for our coverage here tonight. For MJ McKay, Shayla Newman, Olivia Porter, and Hunter Masters, I'm James Collier. The Rams on to the semifinals. 17-14 winners tonight over Hazard. Have a good evening, everyone, and thanks for watching.
You've been watching and listening to the KHSAA Class A Football Playoffs Regional Championship between Raceland and Hazard on the Cool Hit Sports Network and Cool TV. Tonight's game was brought to you in part by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, River Cities Builders, A&A Porta Potties, Stoltz Pharmacy, First and People's Bank, Trace Hermanos Mexican Restaurant, Ashland Community and Technical College, Ashland Credit Union, Raceland Christian Church, Members Choice Credit Union, Bowman's Auto and Collision Center, Fairchild Auto Sales, and Raceland Worthington Schools. This broadcast of Raceland Rams football has been an exclusive sports presentation of the Cool Hit Sports Network and Cool TV.